Hey, Kelly.
Hello.
How you doing?
Good.
Oh, come on inside. Can you hear me all right?
Mhm.
Great. Kelly,
Kelly.
Maxwell, we're just having a chat.
Okay.
Um, right. This is pretty casual. I'm not, this isn't like a formal meeting or anything.
Okay. Just for the occasion then.
Yeah, no,
Yeah,
very
no,
casual.
we're just shooting the shit. That's all.
Yeah. Um, hmm. So, I got a couple ideas, all right?
Mhm.
I got a couple ideas, Kelly. I was just bouncing them off of Maxwell here. Um, One of them is a city arts program. Did anybody mention this down at Vespucci?
No. But speaking of, Priya said to get down there, Brace.
Oh, yes, I will.
Yeah, she didn't tell me what for. She just said get back here.
I will.
Right.
I'll see her.
Well, yeah. So I spoke with Priya, and I would like to push for uh, either Priya or somebody else to assume the position of um, city arts coordinator,
Okay.
or some other name, but that's effectively what they'd be. The purpose of that role would be to coordinate public arts such as murals and uh, I suppose art projects in the city on public property, not on private businesses. Because the way I see it, these people are going to be doing it anyway, right? They're going to be using their spray canes and doing whatever they want. So we may as well uh, get ourselves involved with it. You know?
Positive outlet for their creative impulses.
Exactly, exactly. So Bryce came up with a really good idea. There's those walls down on the beach in Vespucci.
The recreation
That's public
center just
property.
past Muscle Beach.
Exactly. And then also the DMV, the side of the DMV, that's public property. That's got a very large wall. Um, the post office doesn't really have much real estate for that kind of thing, like a mural, but uh, it's definitely something I want to instate. Now, you know about this office better than me. Meeting with the undersheriff. I only know Garrison, to be honest. He's the only person I really know at the police department.
Mhm.
But
There's George too. He's the
George.
current under sheriff. Yeah,
So,
George.
Madsen.
oh, oh, I
Maston.
see.
I think his name is
Madsen.
So
Madsen.
I need
Yes.
I need this cleared up. So Nate Geo or whatever. There was the
Executive
previous
Order
sheriff.
004. It covers
I am,
the
yes.
changes.
So
yeah.
when did that go into action? There's no date on that form.
You can put it.
It's just a couple days ago, wasn't it?
I can check the folder. I usually put like a little sticky note with the date on it when I get
So
these.
so is Garrison now the sheriff?
Acting sheriff until I guess the investigation concludes.
Okay.
It's all
Okay.
contingent
Thank you
upon the
for clearing that up.
investigation.
All right, thank you for clearing that up. Who was that other guy? George? You said George?
George Madsen. Yes.
George Madison. Is that the guy I met outside that was talking with you?
Yes, that's the current interim under sheriff.
Great. Great.
They're both really good guys. I know them pretty well.
Oh, are they?
Yes.
Is that right? When I was just a private citizen and went into the police department to ask about your advertisement, he was not very helpful. Quite rude, actually.
Mr.
And
Garrison?
no, 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 no.
Oh, Madsen.
Yeah, Madison. Yeah.
He's usually like
Oh.
very quiet.
He's very quiet, very reserved.
Yeah.
He's a little bit you have to get used to him because I got the same vibe from him when I first met him. He was very off to me,
Yeah.
but you have to interface with him more.
Okay, sure. I mean, my first impression was me going down and being like, "Hey, so I got this thing, right? I'm a, I producer for these advertisements, and I was wondering if the police would be willing to work with me on this. Blah 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 blah, right?" And he goes, "I don't know. Uh, I don't know. I don't really care."
Yeah, that's a
Uh,
Maxim response if I heard it.
And I was like, "Okay, is there anybody to talk to? I don't know."
It'd be
I was
really
like, "All
hard
right,
to
well,
tell if he's bored. He just has like
I'm gonna
very
get out
low
here. Yeah.
energy. Like you have high energy.
Yeah,
I
he's a
guess.
very low energy person. Also, you can't really tell whether he's got so much going on with in his head explodes or if he's actually got nothing to do. It's
Right. Okay. Well,
hard to read
regardless,
sometimes.
regardless of that, with the public arts, I'd like to liaise with the police in some capacity to give them a heads up of this program and make sure that any public works, the artworks that are being done, are not affected by police presence, that are not shut down because they are not aware of the situation. And then also go through the kind of guidelines of what is and what isn't acceptable to create a mural on public works, public art. Now, when it comes to that, what is and isn't acceptable, is that something that I would have to write potentially an executive order for? Do you think?
I don't think so because it's like city, so your jurisdiction. But I would say maybe like write some guidelines for the arts coordinator. So if this is ever called into question, this is where the mayor's office has allocated these projects.
Okay, okay, that's completely feasible.
Yeah, so then you can
And that
hand
would
it to them on request. So then if they ask,
yes,
like, this is a designated zone, they're allowed to do this.
right, right. Okay, okay, that's a really good idea. Kelly, so looking through the documents that you faxed to me, it looks like Hazelwood was using the same paper with the city seal on it for the executive orders. Where is that paper? Because I've been looking all over the office and I can't find it.
I think that was his personal parchment that he drafted up himself.
Oh, okay. So I'll have to do my own. All right. Sounds good. It's fine. It's fine by me.
I can use some of my resources. I can send you some
If you have stamps for the city seal, I would really appreciate that.
I'll send some for you, but if you want me to give a crack at trying to make a document that looks similar, I can try.
No, what he did is really easy. All you have to do is just white out the words and then put it in a photocopier and then scan it, instant replica, no words. Like that's
Oh,
super
true.
simple.
That's,
Yeah, that's a good point.
that's true.
Could just do that. That way I don't have to pay you, Maxwell.
Well, no, you wouldn't have to pay me. It's more of like a helpful thing because I know drawing up paperwork like that is kind of a pain, and I've had to do a little bit of it for wall stuff, so I don't mind. But I'll send you that information over.
Yeah, I do a lot
All
of this
right.
for like the poster making, so it's just like I put in the wrong words. I could find it like a simple fix. I don't have to redo the whole poster.
Mm. Yeah.
I'm sorry, I was just deep in thought for a moment there. Kelly, I heard from a little birdie that you had been offered a role for fashion, something to do with fashion coordinating or something with the governors.
Fashion coordinator for the state. Once
Fashion
clothing
coordinator
shipments
for the
start
state.
coming in, then I'll be working closely with the governor and his wife.
Right, right. Okay, okay. And you spoke and faxed me some planned events.
Hmm.
Can you please go into more detail about how, I suppose, if city funding is necessary for them with the budget that we have, um, what sort of time frame you're planning on doing them, if you are personally hosting those events, or if they're through somebody else. Can you just go into detail about that, please?
Oh, those already cleared with Mayor Hazelwood, so I don't know if you still want to do them. If you don't, that's completely okay. These were going to be like city hosted events, so I would be the host, Api, but I was thinking maybe for like the science party, because it's like all around the university, so have like a science themed game, a scavenger hunt to like send people off the dance floor, just give them an activity to do. For the masquerade, maybe like music, because we've got some musicians in town, Cody, Calvin, Billy, so let's utilize some of the local talent. That would be good for the
Kelly, did you
masquerade.
come up with all of this yourself?
The parties? Yeah.
Okay. I'd like to propose something to both of you. I've had some time to think about the offer that I put forward to both of you, and Kelly, I have a separate offer for you if you'd like to accept. I'll go into detail. So, I understand that you. I know that you are very capable of handling you're a juggler. I can see that. You're very capable of juggling a lot of plates. However, I don't want to ever take anything away from you, right? That being said, I think that the fact that you are chief of staff while also planning events and have the intention of hosting and coordinating them, I think that you deserve a different title in addition, an additional title, Director of Public Events. And I would intend on giving you a bonus for that position. So, effectively, the work that you have been doing can continue, but I would like to support the work that you will be doing. Because, honestly, Kelly, I mean, you're an asset to this city, and I want to reward you for that. And I think that potentially, although the label of deputy mayor might be appealing, I think that in terms of what you have been doing and what you have planned, I think that a director of public events as well as chief of staff is more relevant to your skill set and more relevant to what you've been intending on doing and what you have been doing. Am I wrong?
Somewhat. I feel like I've just been kind of doing everything.
Exactly.
But it's okay because I'm like, my favorite animal is an octopus. They're multi-talented, so I try.
Yes.
I try to copy them.
Exactly.
Kelly is ridiculously talented.
It's true. It's
She is
true.
amazingly talented. I don't know how you do what you do.
It isn't uncommon for people in governmental positions to hold more than one title. And the position that you currently have, chief of staff, I think you've been doing things or intending on doing things which are outside of the realm of that position, and you should be rewarded for that work and have the relevant title to go along with it. So here is my intention. Feel free to critique and state your case. You know, this is a casual meeting. I'm not intending on this to be a fucking interrogation or for me to put my foot down. My intention, I think, is for Bryce Maxwell, to assume the office of deputy mayor, and Kelly, for you to assume the relevant titles for the work that you have been doing, including chief of staff, director of public events, with a bonus. You will be paid more. You will be effectively paid for two titles. As far as I'm concerned, I'll speak with the governor about that, but I think it's relevant, appropriate, and anything else that would fall under what you've been doing. So, what say you?
So now I just focus on events, not like the meetings and the scheduling and the
No, no, no,
postings.
no, no. So you're already doing both, right? You've already been chief of staff. You've been fulfilling that role. You've been excelling at that role, but you have also been fulfilling a position that you don't have. You've been planning and coordinating events for the city, and you don't have a title for that. That's not something that a chief of staff would do. You see what I'm saying? You've basically been doing two people's jobs.
Oh, well,
Does that make sense?
the mayor said he wanted events, and like I'm great at party planning, so I just I scouted locate. It just started with the governor's ball, and then
Right.
yeah. So I
Well,
just gave him more
listen.
options.
I appreciate that, and I appreciate that Hank asked you to do that. But my feeling is that if he asked you to do that, then he should have been prepared to award you another title, because event planning and coordinating isn't something the chief of staff should be doing. You know, someone who holds both titles, yes. Someone who, you know, is performing double duty as chief of staff, coordinating meetings and well as organizing city events and coordinating them and hosting them
And keeping the
That's
mayor's schedule.
and keeping the mayor's schedule. That's a person with two jobs. So I think this. I think the mayor of the office of mayor, in you. You know what I mean? You should have two titles for the two jobs you currently have.
So just do what I've been doing, but now I get a bonus.
Exactly. And you get two titles instead of just one. You can introduce yourself as chief of staff and director of public events.
I swear I would never be able to fit this all in a sticker. Chief
No,
of staff,
yeah.
director of public events, owner of Kelly Cat's
Kelly
Creamery,
Cat
and soon to
Creamery.
be fashion coordinator for the state. Yeah,
Exactly,
that's not fitting on a
exactly.
You're gonna need
sticker.
a really thick sticker. You're gonna need like a "Hello, my name is" size sticker for all the
Yep.
titles.
Yeah. Exactly. But, I think that looking at this logically, right? Both of you are fit for the office of deputy mayor. That's the reason I've come to you. Neither of you are more fit than the other, and that's where my difficulty lies, right? But honestly, Kelly, you have been doing so much so well that I would be concerned about taking you away from those roles and responsibilities that you seem to have a passion in. You know what I mean? So I think that's what I want to do.
Out of
And
curiosity,
you can
what's
tell
the other job do? Like, is it more of like politicking and bill writing?
the deputy mayor.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes, it
Oh,
would be.
so I wouldn't be doing the same things that I do now. I would have to change, and then like none of the stuff that I do now would probably get done, or you have to hire somebody else to do it.
That's what I'm thinking.
You
That's
would
exactly
be
what I'm
so
thinking, Kelly.
inundated with the bills and policies. I'm not sure how you would be doing like 4 people's jobs instead.
You would be
of
doing 4 people's
2.
jobs. So instead of doing that and only getting paid for one job, what we do instead is we pay you for the jobs that you have been doing, which is 2 people's jobs, including a private business, which is a 3rd job, including an upcoming 4th job. So,
So she'd be doing 6 people's jobs if she's bill writing and everything like that. too.
yes, if she, and not getting paid for 6 people's jobs. This way, you would actually be getting paid for 4 people's jobs. It's very complex, but
It is.
the fact of the matter is that I am okay. Yep, it's settled as long as you two are comfortable with this. All right. I don't want any withheld opinions. I don't want any withheld feelings. If you are concerned about this or you want me to reconsider, I can. But as far as I'm concerned, this is how I want this to go. All right. I'm going to assign you another title. I'm going to give you a bonus, and I'm going to look at instead of a one-time kind of bonus every now and then or whatever, I'm going to look at having you having your salary reflect 2 positions, 2 titles, so doubling it.
because I don't know how much the
Yeah.
lease is going to cost once it comes time to buy the Sunday Post. So I've just been like saving every penny I make.
Yeah, no. So I'll speak with the governor about that. I don't know how feasible it is. If not, I will just give you bonuses for the work that you've been doing and will be doing.
Like it sounds
But
like
are you
if
happy
the
with
other
this
way
decision?
around, it like you have to replace my position, right? So someone has
Exactly.
to be trained to do my job when I
Yeah,
already do my job
they
so
would.
well.
They would. Not only that, Kelly, I would have to train 2 people to do both the jobs you're currently doing. Events and public, director of public events as well as chief of staff. I would have to hire 2 people to replace you. So I don't want to do that. And you are fucking fantastic. So I think that's the path I want to go down. Um, keep in mind, this is only for 4 weeks. So if you have a passion for this office and you want to be in that chair in some capacity, in the deputy or the mayoral chair, you can run. But I think I'm satisfied with this decision. What about you, both of you?
Yeah, I think it's okay.
It's okay, Kelly. I feel like you're not
It's
saying
okay.
something.
I'm being like professional right now. Like I can't just be
You're
like,
being
scream
professional?
and clap and squeal like get a bonus.
Go ahead, just let it out.
Okay, so you're happy. I see. I don't want.
Yeah,
See,
okay,
that's my
I
concern.
was so concerned she was gonna be not
Unhappy.
happy,
That's
but
right.
I
Yeah.
look, I'm very happy. I think Kelly is an amazing asset. There's no doubt that she is like the cog that turns this wheel.
That's
When
right.
it comes to a lot of things. And I don't even pretend or want to pretend that I'm remotely anywhere near as talented, but my hopes and goals is to be able to assist both of you in a legal and political capacity to ensure that the goals, that you have, Mr. Mayor, as far as legislation and bills, executive orders, and Ms. Kelly, that I'm doing what I can to help you guys meet your goals. That is what I see as far as the deputy position is. I'm here to support you guys in your operations and help provide
Fantastic.
legal counsel.
All right. Well, as far as titles are concerned, I haven't been officially sworn in. I want that to be known. I need to meet with the Chief Justice to be officially sworn in and take my oath, as will you. So I think we'll do that at the same time. All right. We'll coordinate that this week.
Wonderful.
Kelly,
When do you want the
how-
flyer to be released? Because I haven't been saying like who's the mayor, because like you didn't officially say you want it out there.
right. If you can edit it to include Bryce Maxwell as deputy mayor, that'll be helpful.
Should we also announce her new position as well?
Yeah, sure. Why not? But speaking on that, in terms of titles, here you go. I anoint you. You are now the director of public events and the chief of staff at City Hall. There you go. You're anointed. In terms of your bonus, I'll need to calculate that. So I need to know how much time you have invested into these events and how much time you plan on investing into these events.
See, before
So far, it wouldn't be much because the events haven't actually happened yet, right?
Yeah, before I did drive around with like Alfredo and we toured locations. So we went to the SBA, we went to Tonga Valley. So we went to a couple of spots to like vet these places.
Okay. All right. Okay. I just need to find a relevant figure for this bonus, because I can provide you this bonus right now with the funding that we currently have.
It's great to hear the mayor's office has funding.
Yeah, it's good, isn't it?
From
It's
what I've been
nice.
told, it's been empty. I was like, oh my god. So like,
No.
because I know
Yeah,
the mayor
right.
really wanted to support people, like how he wanted to support you in the studio,
Yes.
but he's like literally flat broke.
Yep. Yeah. So we can support these things now. What would you say is a reasonable figure for the hours you have worked so far?
See, I wish we had these new clocking cards because I think I try to work from
Well,
spend
well,
like 6 hours
specifically,
a day for like at
I
least
can
5
see
days
your
a week.
I can see your numbers. You know, I can see that stuff. But I'm specifically asking about the events coordinating and planning.
Oh no, see that's the issue because my clocking cards get stuck together a lot, so sometimes I can't clock back into City Hall, so I'm working over under the DOJ, which is fine because
Okay.
I can check the mail, but like all my hours won't be there.
That's fine. So I'm asking you, what, how much time do you think you've invested so far into events coordinating and planning? 5 hours, 6 hours,
Yeah, I would say like one shift. A shift's worth.
one shift,
Yeah,
one shift. So that's what,
5 6 hours. Yeah.
5 6 hours. What's that like? 400, $500, right? How much is that?
Yeah, like
I would
100
figure
in
like
interval. So yeah,
500.
500 per
980.
paycheck.
980.
Because you get taxed on your paychecks too. So
Yeah. So tax free would be 980. You take 15
Right.
off, so it would be 940 with taxes.
940, right? Okay, sure.
Oh, is it? No.
All right, I'll do this
440.
bonus
It's
now.
Wait, I was supposed to times it, but so it's 440 an hour times 5.
440 an hour.
Yeah, that's how much I make.
Yeah, because per pay period is every 15, so in an hour it would be
Oh yeah,
Or-
true.
so you would
Okay.
times that by 5 or 6 hours.
So 2,200.
2,200
Mhm.
minus tax.
440 with taxes taken out. $15 an interval. Well, it's 14, but I prefer even numbers, so 15.
Sorry, what's the final figure that I'm giving you as a bonus right now?
2200.
2200. Thank you, thank you. A lot of numbers being thrown around.
2,200.
2,200.
number.
That should be with you in your bank account.
Ooh, thank you.
No problem. So now that that is dealt with, you have been paid for the relevant work that you have done as the director of public events. I will sue potentially upping your salary for this. For the fact that you hold two titles. I'll speak with the governor about that. It might not be able to happen. I might just have to. We'll have to keep track of your hours in a very professional manner, and I'll give you bonuses appropriate to the hours you've worked in these public events.
And since the career
way
fair
we
is
might
like the
have to-
next one, did you still want to do that? Because that's for like next weekend. Because I got to get with Casey, and then she's got to contact the businesses.
What was the name of that? Sorry,
It's the career fair.
the career fair. Yes, yeah, I want that to happen. Yeah, let's do that.
Do you still want me to write the contracts for the catering companies?
Yes.
Okay. I could get with Miss King on that.
And I would say look into
Yeah, I'd
the
like
city
catering for City
permits
Hall.
and the business licensing too. So like
Mhm.
Mike Sparks, who wants to throw a car show on the pier, he needs proper paperwork to like occupy that city space.
Right. Kelly, so you contacted the governor to seek funding for this office, and that happened. Was there any conversation about intervals?
Paper interval? No.
Yes.
No.
No?
Because originally, every mayor's office staff got the same paycheck. It was $100.
No,
across the
sorry.
board.
I don't think I was clear. The funding that this office currently has, the
Oh,
100,000.
how often will money? No.
How often that will be replenished?
No.
Yeah, the budget.
Okay. We need to have a formal budget because I can't plan anything otherwise. Because I mean, if we are, what was it, 5,000 for 30 meals or something like that, right? Or was it 1,000 for 30 meals?
It was
Yeah.
1,000
for 30 meals? Right. So we do that every single day, as well as paying for events. We're going to run out of that 100,000 by the end of my term.
How much money do we generate from taxes in the city?
We don't know.
It goes to the governor's office, and then
It
it's
goes
supposed
to the
trickle
governor's
down.
office.
So right now,
Yeah.
like, the mayor's office literally got its first stipend.
Yep.
Right.
So
Yeah, I think that's the first thing to figure out the budget and
yes,
how
for us to actually
manage it.
plan these things, we need to know the flow. We need to know the budget. So it's all well and good that we have something to work with, but we need to know how much we actually do have to work with in the future. So let's run the event this weekend. Let's work with the plan of catering and the funds that we use for those projects, for the event, etc., whatever else. We'll look at it 2 weeks from now and see how much we spent. All right, we'll have an actual meeting about that 2 weeks from now.
Okay. And I don't know if you want to have a meeting with Billy Falco because he was supposed to play the governor's ball, which got postponed. And
Okay.
it was agreed upon with Mayor Hazelwood he would get $1,200 for 5 songs, but he's to, be available for the whole 1 hour set. And then
Right.
the price would increase maybe to like $1,400 if he wrote a special new song just for the governor and his wife for this party.
Okay. Okay.
So he might feel like he was gypped out of an event when all this has transpired. So
Is there
Yeah.
anything against throwing a fundraiser, a city fundraiser?
no, we wanted to do a
yeah.
blind date auction.
I mean, the
Well,
fact
I mean more of like a fair or something like that. Something we could throw a
No,
fundraiser
no,
just
no,
to
no,
raise
no,
funds.
no. People pay their taxes,
That's
so we don't need to fucking take more money after people. Taxes
Okay.
are coming. Look, I mean, I just paid my taxes. It just came out of my account.
yeah.
I'm sure yours did too.
Yeah, I
So-
did.
So I think that is enough. As long as
Yes,
we
I
have a formal budget with the governor in terms of the spending of this office, then we can plan ahead. We do not need to go around with a fucking hat asking people for cash on the side of the street. That's not what we need to do. We just need to
Okay.
figure out what we're working with.
I will strike that idea out of my mind then.
All right,
Then,
thank you.
What is the position of this office on things that are brought up by city council for additional costs to the citizens? Because remember, Gemma wants to introduce that vehicle registration bill, which would cost about $200 to $300 per vehicle that people own. Is that something this office is for, or how does this office feel?
I mean, even if the mayor's office is against it, that's something you take care of in city council. Like, he would just
Yeah.
vote down. He
I
can't
would
just
need to
repeal it because he
hear-
doesn't like it.
I would need to hear their case. I need to actually, in city council, in the town hall meeting, I'll need to hear them explain their case, and then I'll make my judgment.
Fair
But
enough. I agree.
yeah, I'm not gonna, unless it's an emergency, I am not going to use my executive votes. So, if something, if they have a good reason, and there's a majority within the council, then I'll let it slide. It's the council's decision.
I like that.
That's what they're for, right?
Yeah, to do the bidding of the people.
That's right. And if people vote for that, people want it, then, it's up to the city council to figure out if that's actually what people want. So, we'll let them decide. All right. Okay. So, let's think. Kelly, do you know much about why did we talk about lifeguards earlier, Bryce? What was that? Why did we even get to lifeguards?
You had, I think we were talking about the art project in Vespucci, and
Uh-huh.
then we got on to, are there any lifeguards? And we were talking about there being the introduction of some possible water activities, like what is it, Kelly,
Yes.
the paddleboarding? So we thought that
Paddleboard,
maybe having,
hang glide, yeah. They're gonna introduce a lot of new water equipment. And Gemma, she had a meeting with the SBA, and she told me she wants to start up a yacht club. And there is actually a lifeguard. Her name's Stephanie Taylor. She wants to work at my ice cream shop.
wait, she actually went to the SBA to start the yacht?
Mm-hmm. They had
Okay.
walk-in hours. She went.
Okay.
Interesting.
I'm gonna want to have a meeting with Ms. Taylor because I think that I would like to start a branch of the potentially the medical department to for lifeguards.
That's where she works.
So she works at the medical department.
Hmm.
All right.
Is this going to be a paid department, or is this like a volunteer lifeguard service where the civilians can go and get trained medically and be able to provide for
Probably
their
that.
own?
I
Probably
didn't
that.
ask
But I,
her if she gets paid specifically while she's on lifeguard duty, but I guess that's something you
Yeah.
can inquire about.
we'll ask in that meeting. But you know, I just want it, regardless if they're getting paid or not. I want it to be official. I want people to know that the city supports lifeguards and that lifeguards will be on duty for, you know, in case of emergency while they're using their new water equipment. You know, that's what I want.
Why do you think that is a good idea?
However, we get to that point, you know, that's up to us to figure out. But that's what I want. I want people to feel safe, and that's how we do it. Is having lifeguards on duty.
A giant net to keep sharks away from public beaches would be great.
Oh yeah, that'd be good.
That would be great.
Oh shit, that's another thing. Fucking Christ. I cannot remember his name. I cannot remember his name. There's a guy with a cowboy hat and a bulletproof vest.
Cade
Cade?
Waller.
Cade Waller, right.
Yeah.
He keeps asking me. Even when I was just a fucking television producer, television host, he kept talking to me about security. Kelly, did he ever come to Hank about security for this office?
He wrote twice. The first time he was turned down.
Okay. And what were the reasons?
Do you remember when I told you that there was a conflict issue?
Yeah, I remember.
So, the blind date auction that I wanted to host, I was working alongside a former employee, Victor Ina. Cade was security. Victor and I were attacked at this event, and Victor lost his life. That's what Executive Order 001 is about.
Right. Okay. So he failed.
Yes. And he was hired by the
Okay.
people that attacked us.
Oh. I see.
I am privy to that case, and I can't talk much, but I have my own concerns
Okay.
for Mr. Wilder.
All right. Yeah, I mean, he's been following me around for fucking ever.
Yeah, so the Mayor Hazelwood, he said, he's just never going to be hired here. He said, don't even bother replying.
All right. Sure. That's my policy now, too. I've always had a weird feeling about the guy. And I just wanted to ask. But now I know. I
Oh,
was right.
when I woke up in ICU, I had a hard time remembering things, and he saw me,
Mhm.
but he pretended as though he didn't know me, and he introduced himself as though we met for the first time.
Weird.
Very.
Weird guy. Okay. Anyway. Do you guys have anything you wanted to bring up?
I think that it would be good as a agenda item at some point. I don't know where it ranks, but I do think that the city permitting thing for event permits is something that should be on the agenda, because I know that Mike Sparks has been waiting to do events until there are city permits, and I would like people to be able to freely get these permits or whatever to throw these events, because it's just good for the city to get people together doing fun things and having a good time.
I mentioned that the permits and the business licensing.
Well, we could issue
All right.
city hall like event permits that are temporary, right?
Yeah.
All right, see, this is fantastic, Bryce. This is exactly why either, one of you were perfect for this position because like I said, when it comes to details about these things, not that experienced. But I'm
I have a
more than
question.
happy for you to take charge of that.
I have a question for Kelly. I mean, I'm assuming Mr. Hazelwood was working on something like this. I don't want to ruin any work that you may have been doing. Is there anything that was already in motion or being worked on or being considered in regards to the event permits?
Honestly, that's why I brought it up. The catering contracts, which you are already working on, that's why I said city permits and business licensing as well. Because while he did want to work with businesses and allow people to host these events, he had not gotten to start the legislation for the permits or the licenses or even the contracts. So that's why he contracted you. So I figured like those two would be best for you.
Okay. I
As
can
well.
definitely write up the verbiage for business, I'm sorry, for event permits. But I guess the whole point of event permits normally is that they have fees associated with them, and I know that you're not exactly inclined to make people pay for things like additional taxes and whatnot. So is this something that we're just going to do for a permit to
Well, listen,
waive
Bryce.
liability, or
This one's different though. It's not a fundraiser. They want to
Yeah, that's what
occupy city
I
space, so they're
right?
paying to utilize the
exactly.
space.
Okay,
I didn't mean to say I never want to take money from people. I just meant that if people are already paying their taxes, we don't need to do a fundraiser. That's what
right.
I meant.
No,
But
I
if
understand.
if there's actually a purpose for that money being put back into the city, for use of public property or whatever else for events, then yeah, that's valid. They'd have to pay.
So what would you think is a fair figure for event permits? Would you want
That
to do a
depends on how
flat
long
one,
the event is. I would
like
say per
for some
hour.
time?
I would do a figure per hour.
And what about where it is?
Um, and where it is, that's another thing. Uh, so, see, this is where it starts to get complex because, um, as far as I'm aware, based on the Constitution, which is subject to change, uh, my uh, the authority that I have over certain city limits, you know what I mean? How far my limitations go.
Uh, City limits are from Route 68 south,
Uh,
and Blaine County is Route 68 north.
right. So that's the thing. I think that it was implied by the Chief Justice that that may be subject to change.
There's a possibility. What I could do is I could write up a permit for your review. You could look at it, and
Mhm.
as long as the Constitution is currently the way it is, we could operate permits that way. And then once things change, we could review, we could halt the permitting process,
Mhm.
rewrite it, and then I can submit it for your review again, and you approve it
All right.
with
That works.
changes.
Yeah, that works for me.
Okay.
As far as uh, the information that I'm currently privy to as mayor, um, Kelly, in terms of faxing anything over to Mr. Maxwell, just to save all of our asses, cover all of our asses. Bryce, I think we will withhold that information from you until you're sworn in.
That is fun. That's
Yeah,
totally
because the
And then
fine.
governor,
fax him everything or fax to you.
and then, yeah, exactly. Anything that's relevant to him, anything that he needs to see, that I would be privy to, I think is relevant for him. Um, but yeah, I mean, with the governor there, the chief justice, I feel like it was a different situation when I was given that information. But because it's just me saying that you're the deputy mayor, I think that we need to hold off until you're sworn in. But
Right, I agree. For
yeah,
liability reasons alone, that should be enough,
yes,
because that would be a legal
exactly.
nightmare if
Oh
somebody
yeah,
was to file a lawsuit for something like that.
that's right. So it's all good to talk about this stuff today, but we'll try to get you sworn in tomorrow, and myself, for that matter, and we can move on from there. But this is all good stuff. This is all very good stuff. Um,
I'm excited.
uh,
I think
me
we
too.
can do. I think we're gonna make a great team. I think we could do a lot of good for the people.
I agree. I agree, pal. I agree. Mm.
So you want me to start on the event permanent verbiage, or
I would, yeah. I'd like you to do anything that is within your means currently, while not privy to certain information. And after you are sworn in, we can review.
okay, perfect.
Yep. Okay. Fantastic. I swear there's something else. It's such a jumbled mess in my mind right now. You know what I mean?
It's
All these
actually a lot
fucking
of
A
things
lot
stuff.
going on,
There's a lot
and
going
I'm
on.
gonna
Oh,
send you more stuff.
oh, God, great. Kelly, one of those things, this is relevant to both of you, actually. That thing about humane labs,
Yes.
Kelly, were you trying to, I wasn't very clear in that facts. Were you trying to organize it so that I meet with the governor? Or was the governor trying to meet with me? Or was that,
No, the governor met with Mayor Hazelwood and they talked
Mayor
about
Hazelwood.
the person that was interested in opening humane labs.
John
and then
Walker,
after that,
alright.
I got to meet him for the second meeting because I missed the first one with the mayor, where we went over what he planned to do, how he wants to open it, give tours. He has a blueprint. He has a team ready that he would like to bring over from Liberty
and
City.
he had intentions of displaying his work at the previous town hall, the one that just passed.
Yes, they had diagrams.
What
they had
happened there?
projects.
Did he just not? Was he just not there or something?
Mayor Hazelwood wasn't there, so the that's why he wanted to speak to you after.
I see.
Yeah, so he can like retouch base and get that set up again.
Right.
And then after
Right.
that, if it's like positive approval from the city, you guys were going to go together to talk to the government and see if you can actually get
Okay,
the blueprint
for
and get the lab open
blueprints
for
and-
them.
Get the lab open. Okay. Well, that actually falls in line with something else I was doing as a city councilman, and that is breathalyzers for the police department.
Yes.
That is something that that was something that we manufactured at Humane Labs, 100%.
That would be
Something-
great if we could.
So, I mean, what was it that they were talking about already doing? Humane Labs
blood test.
manufacturing?
From what I got,
Blood?
they wanted to start
No.
with pillbox, like new medical equipment for pillbox, and
Right.
they were really focused on like prosthetics. But I don't think like
Right.
a breathalyzer would be out of their range because they worked on other stuff. But this is what they were focused on, like to start with the selling point.
All right. Well, that's my fucking terms. All right. If they want that Humane Labs, they're gonna give me my fucking breathalyzers. All right.
Would you like me to set up a
Or-
meeting so he can come back in and talk to you?
What about, remember how
Yeah,
the
sure.
medical department said that the blood test took 24 to 48
Yeah,
hours
yeah,
to get the results
yeah.
back? What about
Uh-huh.
also equipment that maybe would help speed that process along?
Yeah, we can look into that. Definitely.
Breathalyzers
look into
and improving their lab capabilities.
Yep. Definitely. All
What
right.
would you say about a special city council session to just hear Mr. Walker's presentation?
I would love that. As a city councilman for the last 4 weeks, I was a little bit surprised that we didn't have private council meetings in that time. We only ever had the public ones. So
Yeah, I'm assuming that you have the authority to call a
I
special
sure do.
meeting
I
and
sure do. Yep.
to address these special circumstances, try
That's
to move
right.
some bigger things along.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think
Yep,
there's any rules
I get the
against
look.
it. If you guys ever wanted to meet outside, it's just like that's
No,
the
yeah,
formal
no.
setting to like meet
That
and
is the
discuss your
forum.
plans with the city.
Of course.
But-
Yes.
Right.
Yeah. I'll knock some heads together and get them all together. Right. Okay. Let me just hold on. I printed everything out, all the stuff you faxed, and I just got to review it.
I hope he's able to get the government vehicles.
All
That
right.
could be another thing we look into. Government
Two things.
vehicles.
Two things. Yeah, I was just about to say that. Two things. The current City Hall flyer, completely fine. I have no problem with that at all. Those positions need to be filled. Just keep it as it is. Nothing needs to change there. The other thing is the vehicles. Now that we actually have funds, how are we going about that? Does the office of the mayor already have a governmental garage, so to speak.
No, that's what Mayor Hazelwood wanted to get, and that's where those vehicles would be pulled from, and they would have exempt
Right.
plates on them.
Okay. I want to push forward with that. The limo's a bit much, but
It was for like formal, like arriving at the governor's ball or like
Mhm.
special events. Where
yeah,
like,
that's fine.
just going to the PD, he saw the Greenwood, but for a formal event.
Yeah, no, definitely.
But it is a reach because you have to contact like an overseas car exporter and see if you can get that
Yes,
imported in.
yeah.
We could use
Yeah.
my Greenwood for anything you might need for the time being.
So the plan that he had was 2 Greenwoods, 1 van, and 1 limo.
Yeah. So I guess it would help with like the event planning if we ever needed to like
Mhm.
carry bulk catering from
Yep.
one location to the next.
Yep, I'm comfortable with pushing for that. How do we go about that? What's the path ahead now that we have the funding?
I think that's a pitch to the governor's office to see if we can get that government garage. Because right now, the mayor, when he wanted Alfredo to drive him, he'd have to go to the valet, pull out his car, and then let Alfredo take the wheel with the keys in. So if we had a government
Right.
garage, maybe it's one where
Mhm.
city hall workers can all access, and then pull out the cars
Right.
as need be. So that way, it's not
Okay.
specifically tied to you or your license.
Well, with that, we will need to write a lot of fucking policy because if it's for every single person who works at City Hall
no, who you designate.
under the mayor's office.
But it,
Sorry,
obviously,
I would designate. Okay.
yeah, so it's like anyone with city hall keys can access it, but if you say like the janitor, you shouldn't be driving the government vehicles with the exempt
Yeah,
plates. You don't drive it.
Yep. Okay.
Right.
Okay. Well, I want to fucking write up some policy on that as well. If anybody's taking out those the fleet vehicles, they're gonna have to take them to a car wash, get them filled up, bring them back. Good as new.
And maybe you can
I
have
don't want
like
everybody-
a sign-in sheet so that way you knew who
Exactly.
took what on what
That's
day.
right. Yes, exactly. I don't want anybody going out there taking the car for a fucking spin and bringing it back with no petrol. So
We'll have to have people submit receipts for gas though, so they can be reimbursed.
yeah,
Because
That's true.
we don't want people just saying, "Hey, I got gas, $20 here, $20 here,
Mhm.
$20 here."
hmm
We got to
yeah.
think
That's
about
where it
that
gets
too.
complicated. Yeah. I suppose we could just have one individual who.
Well, Mr.
Manages the
Calabasas
fleet.
is normally the driver and security. He did
Uh-huh.
voice some concerns to me the other day. He still wants to continue working here. He still wants to be the driver for the mayor's office. He was concerned he was not going to be. I think he would be an excellent candidate for managing. the
That's what
fleet.
Kelly was saying. Everybody thought I was gonna fire them. I was just gonna come in and
No,
fucking
my
kick
uncle
everybody
said
out.
You
that.
never
He
know.
says, you work for the mayor's office, the office with no mayor. Like, you don't have a job. I'm like, why are you
Right.
saying that?
I mean, it was true. It technically was true. He's
Because
not
he's
wrong.
like,
in
we all
that.
have to like shred our clocking cards today. I was like, no, I'm not.
I literally could have done
hasty.
that. If I was a prick, I could have come in and said, "Get rid of everybody."
Yep. Clean house
I-
and new house.
Yeah, I could have
yeah.
cleaned house and brought a whole new team in. But I'm not gonna fucking do that. That would be so stupid. You guys are more experienced than me. That would be like, it would be ridiculous. Anyways, I think that Mr. Calabash, is that what you said?
Calabasas.
Calabasas.
I saw him earlier at the
Calabasas?
shop, so he's around. He's a night owl, so like these are his
Okay.
hours. He's around probably right now.
Okay, well, I got to meet with him. I have not met him, and I have actually hired Joseph Furio, who was my security for the set at my production studio, because he's been kind of like my bodyguard for a very long time, and my driver. So I think that I'd like to meet with him and figure out how we're going to manage that role. But in the future, I would think that a fleet needs a fleet manager, right? Somebody who takes charge of that fleet. And if Mr. Calabasas is interested in that, once we've got the fleet, then that's his position, as long as I'm in this office. So we can
Would
discuss that.
he
when the
technically
time
be
comes.
like the head of city governmental transportation?
Everyone's getting
Effectively,
new
yeah.
titles.
Effectively. There is no fleet yet, so there's no point in discussing that with him. But that would effectively be his position, yeah. Not city transport, but governmental transport, yeah.
maybe we get the fleet. Once we have the fleet in hand, we know what kind of vehicles we have. We
Mhm.
write the policies and procedures.
Yep.
Once that's all in place, then somebody gets appointed to follow and familiarize themselves with said policy
Yep.
and see if they have any other ideas, or maybe they find some sort of issue with the policies written for it and they have some feedback at that point
Sure.
beyond just what we can come up with, the three of us, you know?
Yep. Because that would then be a very easy. If there's one person in charge of that fleet, it would become much more easy to manage. Sorry, I burped. It would be much more easy to manage with the fuel and all that shit, the funds that would need to go into running the vehicles.
Yeah. And if there's a day like, let's say everyone's going to the masquerade and he pulls out the cars from the garage and yeah, some are low, he's the one that fills them up, so he's just got one collective
Exactly.
receipt as opposed to collecting it from like 3 different people.
Exactly. I mean, if we figure out the budget, which is probably the first thing we should do as soon as fucking possible, we can set aside a amount of funds for those vehicles. You know what I mean? Set a budget, a separate budget for those vehicles because that's continuous management. So it would need to be
I
continuously
wonder if we
monitored.
talk to the governor about getting the vehicles under a government contract purchase at a discount, because normally government entities can get cheaper prices on things. I wonder if that's an option.
I mean, that's
We'll look into
PDM's
it.
policy. You can inquire. But it's
Yeah,
all
read that.
Trying to
subsidized
save
over
money
there.
in the budget, you know?
Yeah,
I wish it was
yeah,
a
exactly.
person.
How much do you think this career fair is going to cost to run?
I mean, it depends how you want to. Do you want to charge booth rent or is everything complimentary? You just want to welcome everybody into a location and then give each person a sector so that way they can have their own quiet corner to interview people one on one.
I mean, I have a question for you. Where did you plan on hosting this event?
I see Mayor literally decided he wanted to do this maybe like 3-4 days ago. So
Okay,
I have to find
right before he
locations
resigned.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's one of the last things we talked about.
Yep. Okay.
Maybe we scout out a location and revisit. Because I think
Yeah.
I'm thinking about costs. I know you guys are thinking about the house, but I'm thinking about costs because I know.
I am thinking about
normally
costs too. Don't get me wrong.
With the events, normally I know a very common thing is to pay people to cater. But if it's a
Yep.
job fair for mostly restaurants, you know, they're hiring people, but
Government
allow them to.
institutions too.
Yes, government institutions too, but I think maybe give the restaurants a booth if they want one to hire, but also have them sell their food there, and they just keep the profit that they make off of their food.
Well,
So
this
that
is if you
there's
want to charge a
something there.
booth. Do you want to profit off this event, charge a booth fee, or is it like free for everybody just so you can help people find jobs all in one convenient location?
Good question.
I think for the first one, to get things going, the whole point of this job fair is to help these small businesses get off the ground, get employees, get business and capital going. I
That's
think
the thing.
charging them a booth
Exactly.
fee is
Plus,
counterintuitive.
we have a
to
fresh,
what-
we have a fresh budget right now. You know, we have a
Yeah.
we have a sum of money, so we don't really need it.
I think
per
we do
se.
a second round, like a
Mhm.
second career field,
Yeah.
career fair,
Yes,
maybe a
so-
second time around.
We would do a second career fair after we've organized the budget and know exactly how much we'll be getting consecutively.
Oh, then
Yeah.
the career fair doesn't cost anything. Everyone shows up.
Not-
they get
not
their own
this one.
space. Yeah.
I would say so. This one would not cost a dime to anybody.
Yeah, sounds like it.
Hmm. Okay, that's good. That's good to think about. All right. I think that's everything. I'm kind of going through all these facts. That's everything. I just need to meet with the governor. Go over a lot of stuff. Actually, Kelly,
Question.
what so far do I need to go over the governor with? This guy right here. I need to talk about him.
You
Let's
also
talk
said
about
seeing if pay is going to come at a regular interval, like you expected bi-weekly, monthly,
Yep.
something like that.
Yep, and I wanted to speak about your position, about you having another title. And
Oh,
if we
as soon as
can
possible.
actually increase your salary for that,
The valet to pull out the government fleet.
the valet, yep. Do you have this all written down? Because I'm gonna forget.
Yeah, I'll
This
write
is
it
why I
down.
have Lola. This is why I have Lola. Because I'll just forget.
No worries.
Yeah, I'm really bad at that stuff. I'm good at coming up with these things and talking them through, but remembering them, oof. That's another story.
Oh no, Mayor Hazel was the same way.
Yeah. I
Do you
think
think
that's
we could maybe hire as another secretary, or I could hire a secretary because I know Kelly's gonna be super busy and she's kind of your
yes.
go-to. Um,
Uh,
would that be a possibility or no?
I think that is within means. I think that is completely within means. Yeah.
Okay.
Because the salary doesn't come out of the budget, so
Oh,
Right.
there's someone that wants to be
technically,
hired as a librarian at the university, but since that's not open, maybe she might be open to being a secretary.
Who is that? Do I know them?
I think Athena collected the letter. It might be in the mailbox downstairs.
Oh, interesting. Okay. Yeah, let's.
oh, by the way, Kelly, that is another thing I need to speak with the governor about. Although I did receive my keys today to unlock that door and etc., and I got my salary and everything, I still do not have access to the mailbox downstairs.
No, that's been a perpetual issue since the beginning of the year.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just like if you ever meet anyone and they
Okay.
want to write you a letter, tell them to write city. Do not write mayor. If there's a
No, I
mayor's
mean I
mailbox, we
literally
have
can't
no
access
idea where it
city
is.
either.
Because it was supposed to be like a separate mayor's mailbox, but Lord knows where
Oh.
that is. So yeah,
So I would only be able to access
the mayor's
the one
mailbox.
downstairs if I was a director.
No, like no
within the
other city
organization.
hall employee. For some reason, it's on the DOJ keyring. That's never made sense to anybody.
Okay.
It should be on the city hall keyring.
Yeah, it should be.
Hmm.
Whatever. Okay.
Oh, so I might lose my keys to DOJ mailbox. Okay, that's fine. Mayor Marino, if I may, would I be able to take the mantle on the secretary hiring, and then if I have a good candidate, I could bring them to you
Yep.
for an opinion, and we decide.
Yeah. I mean, at the end of the day, I have to hire them at this desk anyway. I have to write the actual paperwork. So, yeah, you bring them to me. Tell me what you think. I'll tell you what I think, and we'll get them signed on.
Righty, perfect. Then Kelly, if we can get that person in for an interview, I'd like to do that and see if they'd be interested.
Okay, and to broaden the
Well, I guess
scope,
we
I
see if
can-
we're interested and then bring them in for an interview. Because if they're not interested, I don't want to waste someone's time. You know.
Yeah.
And if it helps, like,
Although-
to broaden the scope, like, add it to the hiring flyer, either reception or secretary, like, whichever title you want to
I
call
will
it.
speak. I will speak with Lola because it is a little bit strange for me to have two secretaries, effectively, like chief of staff who is doing secretary work for me and keeping me organized, as well as a private secretary. So I'll speak with Lola and see if she just wants to move over to your office and help you. That might be a way to, help out both of us, I guess.
And then she gets a
yeah,
paycheck, and yeah.
And she gets a paycheck, yeah.
I like Miss Lola.
She's already
very
hired
good.
on. I signed the paperwork for her earlier, so she's
Oh, perfect.
yeah, she's at a secretary level. She's not at the same level as chief of staff, I think management or whatever. So yeah, she's ready to get to work now. She's got the keys to the doors and everything. So if I'll speak with her, see what she thinks, and eventually she could just move over to your office and help you.
Absolutely.
All right.
If I
But
have
you
ideas,
can still
and
interview
draft
candidates
things
anyway.
up- okay. If I have ideas and draft stuff up, I assume that I can just bring those ideas to you, correct?
Yeah, just fax anything you need at any time.
Okay.
And if I'm here, you can just come right in or send me a letter or whatever.
Likewise.
Just keep in mind that I have to drive to Vespucci every time you send me a letter. So
Yes. I will keep that in mind.
yes,
When should I know we want to keep this under wraps, of course. But the Chief Justice will need to know because
Yeah.
I'm
I mean,
assuming
it would be
again
nice
I
if he was,
will.
if he was, you know, if he was at work right now, it would be easy. We could just go and get it all signed off. But it's probably going to have to be
Easier.
tomorrow, because yesterday he said tomorrow you can take your oath, and today, which is yesterday's tomorrow, I was not available. So
Right.
at the same time as him. Um, so my assumption is that yesterday's the day after tomorrow, which is today's tomorrow, will be the day in which I take the oath,
Yeah, my uncle never sees
in
it
which
this
you would
late.
too.
That's a lot of tongue twisting.
Yeah, yeah, real good at twisting my tongue. All right, it's fucking late. But this is great. This has been fantastic so far. Um, like you said, you can keep it on the wraps if you'd like to. It doesn't really matter. Just as long as people know that you are not currently privy to any information that the mayor would be. You've effectively been offered this position, and you need to be sworn in. That's your current status.
I would like to keep it under wraps because again, I want to abide. I'm a book by the book person, so I think it would be easier to get things official, get things done properly, and then announce to the public. So, because I don't want to have anything get out, and then people start asking questions, and I'm like, I can't do anything. I'm not actually, you know what I mean? It would be easier just to work the process, get it done, and then have it be put out there. Unless you believe differently, but I think that would be wise. Mayor Marina? Kelly?
I didn't know if he was thinking. I still hear
Oh,
you.
okay. I thought I was going crazy for a second.
Oh,
Oh, he just fell asleep, you know.
he must have been here a real long time.
He's
He was
just
right. It's
rusty.
getting late.
He's been looking through the Constitution for a while, from what he told me. So he's been hard at work.
You talking about my fashion coordinator job?
I'm sorry.
You talking about my fashion coordinator job?
Did I tell him?
Yeah. I'm so excited. I can't wait till we start getting
No, I
shipments of
didn't.
clothes.
I'm really happy for you. I think that's gonna be the perfect position for you.
Because she even said when she started like looking for outfits for the ball, we have like no. It's either you're wearing a flapper dress, a skin tight dress, or a wedding dress. Those are our options.
Oh, yeah. No, it sounds like you guys are gonna maybe get a new imported cloth, and I think hopefully it'll look amazing. I'm sure it will.
I'm hoping so. I'm hoping like before the shipments are made public in the city, like maybe I can get together a cute little magazine and have like a runway show just to, like build hype. Come see the exclusive new outfits here first before they're sold anywhere else.
Why not see if Casey was doing the press for the mayor's office? Maybe she'd be interested in running that sort of magazine too.
Oh, my cousin, she's
You
going to teach
think?
me how to write it.
Oh, even better.
Yeah, she's a journalist over at the Liberty Tree.
I'm very excited to work on this team.
I didn't know we could get bonuses. I'm just like that. That's awesome. So I do exactly what I did before, but now I get paid for events.
Yeah, you get fairly compensated. People should be fairly compensated for the work they do, you know?
Oh Jesus! Sorry, I had a really bad headache. Holy smokes!
No
Good
worries,
morning.
man.
But what were you saying?
Bryce.
Old man brain, hold on.
Okay, it's all right.
Something about
You were
Oh,
talking about keeping it under wraps and
yeah,
working on
just
something.
I guess we could. I would just keep it under wraps until we go through the channels to swear me in, because if it gets out, then people start asking questions, and then I would
Yeah.
have to explain, like, I can't
Yep.
be privy to that, and it would cause a lot more issue than just
Uh-huh.
getting it done and then being able to execute
All
my
right.
duties. So,
Just so you know, this is from Chief Justice and the governor and his wife. I have complete authority to assign a deputy mayor. You know, they don't have to sign off on them. So
That's
right.
in the Constitution.
you don't need to be
yeah.
concerned about that. Yeah,
Okay.
the Constitution says that. So you don't need to be worried about that.
All right, then I guess if you want, I can get to work right away then.
Sure. Is the mall public property? The mall itself? I know the shops inside aren't, but the mall itself, is that public property? Does that come under our domain?
I'm unsure,
Yeah.
to be honest.
I think
We
it is
could
public
look into
property,
that.
but you can have like private business owners.
Yeah, of course, within it.
Unless somebody buys the entire mall.
Yeah. Who would ever do that? Well,
We could annex it, like through
because
a
I'm
city
thinking,
council vote.
that fucking mall. Holy shit! I mean, Maxwell, you probably know. I mean, however long ago that place opened up, that was a fucking mess. Do you remember that, Maxwell?
I don't think I was there for opening day.
Kelly, were you there for opening day?
What do you mean?
No, the
December-
mall, the mall itself,
Starcourt Mall.
Starcourt Mall. No?
I don't think so.
Well, I was, and I'll tell you, it was a fucking mess.
Oh.
It was a fucking mess.
Lot of
So what
shoppers?
happened was, no. What happened was, basically, the mall was constructed, and the way that it worked was there was sort of like a meeting for business owners, for like Burger Shot, whatever. I think that's one of them. And basically, the people who already ran Burger Shot over in kind of like that Vespucci area, like north, whatever, they immediately assumed the position within the mall, right? So they started working there. Then another company was assigned for other restaurants within the mall. And then, so what the fuck happened? Basically, people would go there and go to these shops and stuff like that and go to the mall every now and then. But it started to peter out a little bit. And all of a sudden, there was an official mall opening party. And not a single fucking person went to it because they had already been to the mall.
That's depressing.
It was already open.
Depressing.
You know what I mean? Like the mall had already been open. Shops were already open. I don't know why the fuck they did an official opening because it was already open. It was ridiculous. So,
If you plan it after everyone's already seen it, why they like you should have had like a raffle or something or like a shop till you drop kind of thing with contest. Make people want to come that day.
exactly. And they should have kept the doors like locked and then set up the businesses inside beforehand, of course,
Yeah.
but keep the doors locked from the public and then do an opening.
Wait,
Because
at
by
the
the time they
opening
did
there
the
were
fucking
no
opening-
business owners? Like
No, there
No.
were business
Oh, okay,
owners,
they were there.
but there was no customers because the customers had already been to the mall. It wasn't new and shiny anymore because they had been going to those fucking shops inside the mall for the last 2 weeks before the mall even fucking officially opened. So by the time it did open, nobody was interested, and the businesses died.
that's poor party planning.
Very poor. So I don't know. I think that if we want to revitalize certain aspects of this city, the mall being one of them, I think that potentially we could focus
fair?
on that in some capacity.
Career fair?
Some sort of career fair. Yeah, exactly.
I was just like, as you said it, I'm like,
More
each
like-
room, restaurants can be at the booth downstairs. Yeah,
right.
That's a good way
The
to
mall
bring
would be
people
perfect
there.
for the career fair. That is a perfect use of the
That
mall.
is a good idea.
As well as in the future, we can speak with the governor about instead of setting up, you know, all of these businesses around with the brick and mortar around the city, the mall itself, I think, can be a hub. You know, I mean, it's the fucking 80s. The mall is a hub in every city and every town of the world right now, in every town in the fucking United States. So, whatever we can do to serve that mall its purpose, I think we should do.
On my off day, I spent like a whole 2 hours in there. It was only one person showed up. One.
Yeah,
Were
I
you
know.
in the movie theater or were you doing?
I was
everything?
shopping.
You were shopping.
Yeah.
So I know a lot of us go to the movie theater a lot of the times on a Friday or Saturday night. I agree that the Starcourt Mall should have a little bit more life
Yep.
breathed in, whatever, however you say that. It needs a breath of fresh life, and I think, what if we authorized Burger Shot in Vespucci to operate in the Burger Shot section of the
Mhm.
mall for Fridays and Saturday nights, so people can come in, they go to the movies,
Yeah,
they have a food vendor, maybe, Clucky
Yep.
Bell, maybe.
that's a
put
great idea.
I
piece
was
of paper
That is
thinking
a-
over
about
Clucky
that. I
Bell.
wanted to expand my creamery. They have an ice cream shop there.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
have on Friday and Saturday nights for movies, authorize these
That's a great
restaurants to
idea.
come in
That is a great
to
idea because
occupy that.
the I think the part of the problem with the mall is that you know,
There's no one
keeping
there.
keeping everybody's interest throughout the week, right?
Yeah.
Because it's quite, you know, when you're I can see why people don't go there all the time because it's quite, you know, you're inside a lot, you know what I mean? So I think the way to really kind of slowly reintegrate the mall into the life of the city is by, like you said, doing it once a week, having the businesses operate within the mall for one night a week or 1 or 2 nights a week during the movie time and push for these business owners to be there to really bring life to it.
You want me to write that down, or do you want to write it down, Kelly? Because I think this is a really fantastic idea. I don't think it needs a city council requirement. I think it's something we could.
So I was
push
hoping
for
that store
probably-
upstairs, that's where my fashion coordinator job would be. Because they mentioned it specifically during my interview. So I was just like, are they going to open that store? But
That
I
would
feel
be
like it should
great.
be open now. It's so
we
central
can
and it
go
has
there and
so
buy
many
clothes.
options.
Well, what about if they only sold like certain imported clothes there? Like you had to go there to buy.
That's what I was
fashion
thinking.
clothes.
Because if it sold everything that like the Suburban and the Ponsonbys and the Binko sold, what's the difference?
Yeah.
Like this is
Why-
where you go to
why
get
would
these
people-
exclusive new looks first.
Yeah, like designer or the best looking clothes would be sold at the mall. You go in there, oh, I'm hungry. Let's go to Burger Shot. Let's go to Kelly's Creamery. It's all right there. Let's hit the movies right after. Let's make a day of it.
Excuse me a moment. I need to get some. I need to just think about some stuff for a moment. My apologies.
No problem.
So revitalize the mall.
I think either Friday or Saturday night is good. When do we normally go? Well, I know City Hall has been going the last couple of weekends, I think, pretty often.
He
mean,
says he
I-
wants to move
we-
it to
we just-
Saturdays at 6 now.
I think Saturdays is good. We were there last night watching He-Man. in the
With
theater,
Gemma?
so-
Gemma loves He-Man.
Yeah, Gemma hosted that He-Man session, so. And we had quite a few people from the police department, from City Hall, from DOJ.
Why is there not a proper movie theater?
That is a movie theater.
Well, I guess they got concession stands downstairs, but we can't buy popcorn anywhere.
Well, who's stopping one of these restaurants from offering popcorn? I think.
You know,
it
I
would
wouldn't
be a
mind if they
great
soaked the
special
popcorn in the
item.
hamburger grease. I'd still eat it.
No. I mean, obviously they can just buy a separate machine to have there, but like that could be a special item. Like at Burger Shot in Vespucci, they sell burgers in the normal menu, and then when they come to work at the Starcourt Mall, maybe they sell a
Mm.
burger, but maybe they offer like some candy or like some sweets or
Nope,
Like some
candy's
popcorn.
candy's my thing. The governor's
Oh,
wife already
okay.
told me they're
Candies.
importing some fresh new ingredients to the farmers market. Candy's a creamery thing.
Well, it's good. So you can operate your creamery out of there. People can get ice cream or candy for the movies. Then they can go to Burger Shot and get a dinner, and then somebody else can give popcorn. Like it gives 3 different businesses the opportunity to serve people.
The only thing is, I think we would have to renegotiate our leases because we're getting like property expansion. We'll have 2 areas to operate out of.
Um,
So if I would want to be the owner in the movie theater and over on the beach, I'd need to pay for that extra property space.
well, the thing is, if the Starcourt Mall is considered public property, like the building itself is owned by the city, we could just lease out, quote unquote, lease out these booths. Like you would not, we would have to talk about it a bit more, obviously with the mayor, but I could see us being able to either lease out those booths for you guys, or like for a fee, or for nothing, and just have you operate out of it.
Because you see the conflict if we don't get it. Like let's say Jerry says no, I don't want to pay an extra 10 grand. So you have a Burger Shot in the mall and someone else is running it, but Jerry's the owner of Burger Shot. How does
Well, no,
this
I
person
mean
have Burger Shot too?
that's what I'm saying. The better idea would be, there's already a Burger Shot in Vespucci. There's a Burger Shot in the mall. They operate out of there for one day on a movie night. There wouldn't be any like least cost for that, or maybe there is a small fee, but that would be reserved for the brick and mortar business. Like nobody can just go in there and be like, "Hey, we want to pay this lease," and not own the brick and mortar. You know what I mean?
Oh no, see that's I'm looking at it from the other angle. Cuz you can't really do like business for like properties like that without the SBA's involvement.
Well, we can talk. We can maybe set up a meeting with the SBA and see how that would work. See
Yeah.
what the legalities are. See how that those zones can be set up and split up between the businesses, and see what they say. I think that's a good idea. Involve them
Yeah. They like
because
communicating
maybe
with
that
City
can
Hall.
be negotiated in you guys' leases or something, that hey, you guys will be allowed to operate out of each booth as a part of your brick and mortar. Let's have a conversation with them.
I'd
Well,
definitely pay
obviously,
for the expansion. I don't know if everyone's interested in it, but I was literally talking about this at the creamery tonight.
well, my concern is I just want to get those booths filled, rather than get people to start going and then introduce maybe expansion later on, or just maybe a lease. It really depends on what the SBA says, because they can come back and say we don't want to have people outright buy it. We just want it to be leased, or maybe they don't want anybody in those booths at all. I think it's worth setting up a meeting with the SBA and talking about it. Though I think it's a really good idea.
Yeah, and
I'd like
express
to
what the
find a
mayor
way to
wants,
make
like to
this
bring
work.
people into the mall because it's so dead. And then the flyers
It is.
outside, they're mismarked. Apparently the opening is in December this year.
Mm,
So I guess maybe they pushed it back after that failure.
don't know. But I would love to see the mall in that area flourish a bit more. It just add something else for people to do, because the main complaint in the citizens, including myself,
Not
was
enough
there's not
nightlife,
enough to
no
do.
recreational
There's not-
activity.
Exactly.
That's why they were
More
so
options
upset
to
about the
give.
executive order. So it's like now we can't even talk to our friends. There's nowhere to
Now we
hang
can't
out.
hang
We can't
out.
talk to our friends. So what are we supposed to do? Just go sit in
Exactly.
front of a PO? Yes, I think it'd be
Great
good. The
ideas.
people would enjoy them all. And I like the idea of the crib because I was just like, should we host it at City Hall? But no, all those spaces in there, it would be a good way to like bring foot traffic in there and maybe like feel what it's like to have a fully populated mall. Get people in this vibe.
Yeah, I think that would be a great venue. Get the career fair there, and then people are like, oh wait, this is great where there's so many people here, and then the businesses start coming in on movie night, and then it becomes a more, okay, this is more of a common thing to occur, and people just get in the groove of like, hey, this is where I'm going. This is the new hub to go meet people, go talk. Now, obviously, we are gonna have to talk about security because there are going to be incidents that happen just as a result of more people being in an area. So I guess, how does that get hit?
Hey, look who I found when I went for the bathroom break.
We would need more people.
Hello, Lola.
Hello.
How are you?
Oh, everyone's
So-
here. Did you want me to write Alfredo to see if he can get hired on tonight?
Alfredo?
The driver.
Calabasas.
Calabasas? Wait, he's not hired on? Oh, he isn't,
No.
is he?
No, he
Mm-mm.
needs to be hired
All right,
on.
yeah. Give him a ring or whatever. Give him a
Okay.
fax or whatever you need to.
Okay,
Does anyone have
can
any
I-
food?
So-
can I use the restroom?
I do need food. I'm starving. I'm thirsty.
Same.
I'm starving. I'm
Well,
I've got.
Lola. Oh my God. See, this is
All starving.
Maxwell. You're gonna be in
Oh.
great hands if Lola accepts. Lola, I've
Huh?
got a proposition for you.
Huh?
So I have asked Mr. Maxwell to assume the position of my deputy mayor.
Oh, congratulations, Miss Maxwell.
thank you, Miss Lola. I appreciate that.
Or should I
Maxwell,
say
if you could speak up for a
deputy
moment,
mayor?
please.
Oh, I
But,
appreciate that. Thank you, Lola.
But Lola, I think it's unnecessary for me to have two people managing my time and my meetings and planning and things.
Oh,
And I'm firing you. And Mr. Maxwell's gonna hire you. Lola, I'm kidding. You're not fired. I was wondering if you'd like to be the secretary for Mr. Maxwell instead.
Or
Oh,
just
sure, of
assist, you
course.
know?
It's literally right next door. Your office would then be literally right next door with Mr. Maxwell.
And his door's always open.
Yeah,
so
you
I
can't
His
get
door is
locked
literally
out.
always
I'm
open.
I'm
You
always
locked
can't
out all
close
the
it.
time.
Yeah.
Oh
So-
no, of course, Mr. Maxwell. I'll be happy to help you out.
Well, thank you very much. I look forward to working with you because you're a delight to work with. So I'm very
Well,
excited.
you've always been really nice to me too, so I really do appreciate that, and
Absolutely.
I'm gonna do my best for you.
Thank you.
Okay. Also, while I'm downstairs, I'm gonna pop out and get some burgers because I'm starving.
Do you need
Lola,
money?
could you please give
Do
some
you
Kelly
want?
some
Yeah.
food if you have any?
Do you want one in the meantime?
Oh, if you have extra, yes, please.
Of course,
I always make
got
a carry
burgers.
extra.
Thank you. I think I put all mine in the fridge.
She's my little vending machine.
I spit out burgers.
Oh boy, I will be upfront and honest, Lola. I am terrible about carrying food on me, so I will ask all the time.
I have milk, but I can't drink the milk. Oh, god dang it. He is not seriously signing up the damn chicken. Let's see if we can make it. Oh, hey, I'm sitting so uncomfortably. Hold on.
That is not coloration. I think was a different painting. I think that could be the Bill of Rights.
Right.
Because
mean,
the
it's
other one
appropriate.
is a different picture where the forefathers are standing on the
Yeah,
right
you're
side,
right. Yeah,
and
you're
it's
right.
normal. It's more of a reddish picture, so
Yes. I think it's in here somewhere. I think we have a copy
it's somewhere. I don't think it was. I thought it was in your office, but I don't think it is. You have that weird like. You have that what looks like Philadelphia,
Yeah.
but I think
Well, we got enough presidents. And this ape-like man on the wall here.
Who is that?
I don't know. Who is this ape-like man?
I don't know.
Maybe he's a former deputy mayor?
Maybe.
Maybe these
Ooh.
are former deputy mayors.
This is what you gotta live up to, Mr. Maxwell.
You gotta grow some mutton chops, I think, from the looks
Oh
of things.
God.
Don't,
It seems to
don't,
be a theme.
don't do that. Don't.
I'm not growing mutton chops.
Okay, good.
And then I'll
Executive
speak
order.
like, hello. My
Executive order. The deputy mayor must have mutton chops.
as
Must have
so
mutton.
ordered by the mayor of Los Santos. I shall have
Exactly.
mutton chops.
Oh, wow.
Kelly, we're gonna need a wig imported for mutton chops. Is that something you would be able
Oh,
to
Jesus.
attach to my face?
Yeah, I think
We're
they
not
have some
doing
like
that.
a stick-on beards,
Yes, we'll get a stick-on beard.
stick-on mutton chops.
Stick-on
Uh,
mutton chops.
Bryce Maxwell, you know, with the power invested in me, you can try your chair out if you'd like. See how it feels.
Perfect. Thank you.
Wow.
Look at you.
You look so powerful.
It is official. Well, not until tomorrow, but
Wow. Yeah,
It's-
it's
it's official
unofficial.
as-
Official.
as far as we're concerned.
Well, thank you, Mr. Mayor. I look forward to working with the office and working for the people.
That is completely all right. I am
I
happy
can't
that
get to work. I
you
can't
said yes.
wait to get to work on some of these permitting and all this paperwork.
I can't wait to write all the paperwork for you, Mr. Marino, while you do nothing but talk to people.
It's gonna be
Look,
wonderful.
I like to be used in the capacity that I'm good at, and paperwork is one of those areas I think I'm okay at.
I'm good at paperwork. I just hate doing it. I just can't stand it. Alright, so I think I'm happy for your help here. You know, it's one of those things, Bryce. You know, Kelly, Lola, when you're out of town and you're writing paperwork out of town all fucking day, and then you get into
Mhm.
town and then you're writing more paperwork. I want to do
Sure.
it. I don't want to do that. I really don't want to do that.
No.
I'm happy to write some things, but I don't want to be writing bill
gotta-
after bill after executive order after legislation after constitution amendment
Uh-huh.
after I'm not fucking. I don't want
Uh-huh.
to be doing that.
What I've learned at
Sure.
lawyering is you can't do that for too long straight. You need to balance getting out and doing fun activities. So
That's right.
maybe Miss Lola, maybe as some extracurricular activities, we can maybe do like golf outing.
Oh, for
Lola-
sure. I can schedule you guys some tennis and.
whoa. Before we get too far ahead of ourselves, if we go golfing, Lola is my caddy. All right, she might be your
Yeah,
secretary,
Oh,
but
of
she's
course.
my caddy.
It's true. I do have a
can carry
caddy
my own
outfit
club.
already.
That's perfectly fine. I can't go to the golf course.
Why not?
Why not?
Were you banned?
No, that's an outrageous thing to say. I just moved here like last month.
Oh, so you weren't kicked out of the country club?
No, why would you?
Why can't you go to the golf course?
My uncle really likes golf, and it's just like we're like polar opposites. So I wouldn't be
Oh, you don't
want to
go to the golf course.
Yeah.
Okay, I see.
Well, that's
All
a
right.
lot different than you can't go to the.
Oh yeah.
You were like kicked out for causing a scene or something.
No, never.
Chuck McGill, Chuck McGill was kicked out. You remember that day, Mr. Maria,
Chuck
Mr.
McDowell?
Mayor McDowell? I forget his name. He's
Chuck
not
McDowell was
funny.
kicked out of the golf course?
Yeah, you will remember.
Oh, yeah, he spat in someone's drink, didn't he?
Ew.
Yeah, and then he went skinny dipping in the little, the little.
Yeah, that
Water.
fucking Chuck.
Yeah.
It'll be a nice break from Vinewood for a little while, I think. I can't deal with these stars, these TV show stars.
Speaking of recreation, are we
crazy
still allowed to do casual Fridays? We've had classy, we've had
what
casual.
kind of a prick would I be if I came in and started saying no to
My
things?
first order of business: no more casual days.
Executive Order 002, no more casual Fridays.
This
Not on
coming
my
Friday's
watch.
Pajama Friday, every last Friday of the month.
Okay, that's a bit much.
No, you don't sleep. If you
No,
sleep
we're
naked,
not
please
coming in our
consider.
birthday
Yeah, no.
Sir.
No, I know, but even just pajamas. In City Hall, really?
Yeah, we have Beach Friday, Sports Friday, Yoga Friday.
Yoga Friday was great.
Okay. Well, I'm a cut from a different cloth, but I'm happy for you guys to do. I'm gonna be wearing a suit regardless.
Yeah, my uncle does the same thing. He refuses to participate.
Yeah, I'm not gonna be participating. I'm fine with you guys doing it. I don't give a shit. As long as we don't have any important meetings on Fridays, that's all.
Of
Okay.
course, we'll dress accordingly.
Well, yeah, like if there's something important or like court, yeah, we would like it goes on the back burner.
Oh, Kelly, what time did I say the City Hall Town Hall was this week?
6 p.m. Saturday.
6 p.m. Saturday? You got that, Bryce? 6 p.m. Saturday.
6 p.m.
6
Saturday.
p.m.
Lola,
Saturday.
you got that?
I got it. 6 p.m.
Okay,
Saturday.
perfect. I'm gonna ask several times.
All right, Kelly, you got that? Okay, I got that from Kelly. You
Oh,
got that, Bryce?
speaking
Okay,
of-
Bryce got that. Bryce got that to Lola. Okay, now we're good.
Mr. Mayor,
Yeah.
before I officially end my service for you, did you pay Mr. Maxwell the $800 for contracts?
No, I
You
did
gotta
not.
do that.
I will do that now. That
I
would
would
was an
say I
ATM
wouldn't worry
downstairs.
about it, but you may want to do it just so it doesn't look like that it was. You know what
Public
I mean?
funds.
The optics. Well,
Yeah.
no, that I didn't sacrifice that for my position.
Oh, I see. $800 to be? Wait a minute. I don't think that's
I'm
gonna
ju-
track
What
for
kind of
anybody.
bribery?
Look, people have
You're
misconstrued way
cheap.
less
You're
things.
Right.
cheap, Mr. Mayor.
Yeah,
Oh my god.
I'm just saying that it might be good, proper.
No,
optics.
it's definitely better to get it over with now.
Listen,
while you-
Mr. Mayor, you don't have to pay me that 800 if you make me your deputy mayor. What kind of fucking man would I be if I said yes to that? Oh my
bad
god,
one.
800
Saying, that
bucks.
would
That's
be
a good.
pretty-
He knows
that
he's
would-
corrupt
great
that'd
bad
be
business
pretty
savvy.
egregious.
Jesus.
$800 is
Imagine.
all it
Such
takes.
a
and then he
low
does all this
number, too.
legislation writing.
Yeah, I mean, I asked the last time I spoke money with the mayor's office. I was asking for $25,000, so it's a little bit different.
Yeah.
That's not going to happen now, unfortunately, because I am the mayor and I can't give
Well,
money to myself.
Well, whoever you assign to run
Wow.
your private business can still approach the mayor's office, or you could delegate it to a unbiased.
I would
third party.
delegate that to you. Actually, I would delegate that to you. I would delegate that to you and John.
Well,
But he says it's
Yeah.
his nephew, so
John.
it's like
Who's John?
it's a vested interest
Uh,
in the business.
Oh,
Chief
Harlan.
Justice Harlan. Yeah.
Sorry, I refer to him as Chief Justice Harlan.
Yeah. Well, yesterday he told me I could call him John, so that's what I'm doing.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're close
I'll
like
get
that. We're
used to it.
tight like that. So
Yeah, you're close like that.
Yeah.
Closer than I am.
Yeah. No.
Very
It
good.
But
depends
but yeah, I'll delegate that if Gio even wants to, because admittedly, this is kind of between us, but between not having a studio to film these things in and sort of kind of running out of talent in the city that we haven't already interviewed, that haven't come forward, we're very limited. So, yeah.
Oh, does that mean that maybe we could put my ad on the back burner until I resume that career?
I would say it's likely.
Yeah.
I
And
would
then
say it's
just,
likely.
later down the line, we just do that when
Yeah.
careers
Both of your
pass again?
contracts have been signed. They will happen eventually.
Okay.
You've paid me, both of you.
I'm
and
still
they
waiting
will
on my
happen.
ice cream truck.
Yeah, we still have 2 episodes that we can put out. We've got the Cody Rivers episode and the unfilmed Billy Falco Frank Danger episode.
I'm just
Have
Have we
thinking
gotten
it
have
just
you gotten
doesn't-
in contact with them or?
No, because I'm the mayor now, Lola.
Hmm.
If Gio wants to do it, then he's gonna have to do it himself.
Hmm.
I mean, it doesn't have to
Do
just
you
be
think
like
that's gonna happen,
musicians.
Lola?
You can also interview new
Nope.
business owners when you get by. Like,
Yep, that's right.
Gemma's Yacht Club it sounds really cool.
Hmm. Yeah, they could do that.
Well,
But I'm washing my hands of it for now.
Rub Yacht Club is better.
It was a good
just
run, Mr.
saying.
Marino.
You don't think Gio's gonna pull his
Huh?
boots up? You don't think Gio's gonna pull his socks
I
up?
mean, he's
and,
your nephew. I've only met him that one time for
Yeah.
filming. I don't really know
I
what
think-
he's like.
I think that I know Gio well enough to know that if we had a studio inside the Vinewood movie
Sure.
studios, he would do it. But the fact that we don't has disheartened him. It doesn't feel professional, not fun.
Poor guy.
So,
Has he tried
think,
talking to the SBA to see if that's something they can get him a space for?
no, neither have I.
He should have went
My-
to the
my-
walk-in interviews.
My intention was to wait until, properties with property lines were purchasable through Dynasty 8.
I probably wouldn't wait. That's probably very, very much in the future if I was
Okay.
to guess.
Yeah.
Okay.
Go to a walk-in
Well, I will
interview.
speak with the SBA on behalf of my nephew and see if I can arrange a meeting for him. And I'll let him know the next walk-in interview. How often are they, by the way? I
That
saw
was
one
like
today.
The first one.
I was the first one. Do you think they're going to be weekly or something? Bi-weekly?
I didn't. Literally the first one since I've been here.
Okay. All right. Okay. I'll look into that. Because I want that mall to be the beating heart of the city. That's what I want. I want the mall to be the beating heart. I want Vespucci to be the cultural hub, and I want Vinewood to be the film and movie hub for industry. And I want I'll figure the rest out later.
Richmond,
But-
Southside, Mirror Park.
Yes, yeah, I know, but like I said, I'll
Kelly,
figure the
we're-
rest out later.
Kelly and I were talking about maybe approaching the SBA to figure out how the burger shot, the chick,
Cluck and Bell.
Cluck and Bell, and the ice cream shop in the first floor of the Star Court could be possibly maybe leased out, or if expansions could be purchased from said brick and mortars to operate in there maybe once or twice on a Friday or Saturday for movie nights.
Yeah.
I'm just not sure. I'm sure the SBA would have to approve of these businesses operating out of there, make sure it's up to code, get it inspected and whatnot like that. So
Definitely.
I don't know. Maybe we can work on getting a meeting set up with the SBA tomorrow.
Yeah, We should do that. I have a feeling that once certain businesses with inside the mall are advertised as being available, there will be interest. There will be.
Oh yeah.
So we just got to make some moves to make it happen. And that'll be that. Did
Doing that.
did Calzone get back to you?
Calabasas.
Yeah,
No.
molasses. Calzone molasses. No, he didn't. Okay.
He should be available sometime earlier tomorrow, I think.
All right. Okay.
Yeah, I know he was with his sister. He said she got into some kind of accident. So
Oh, okay.
if he can't make it, he's taking care of family.
All right. That's fine.
Yeah, but typically this time, every day of the week, it should be easy to run into him if you're a night owl.
Good. All right. Before we wrap up, I want to plan this week out. All right, with all of us. There are certain things that we want to get done. Okay. Meeting with the governor to discuss the things that we laid out. Right.
Yep, the mall, renting out in the mall, the announcement about your new title and the swearing in, mine and the council members, you wanted that on there too.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, keep going. Career fair, hopefully this weekend. I don't know if it's, do you want it set? Oh no, we wanted it on Saturday, so then you have the crowd and then it flows into the council meeting. So Saturday
Yes.
as well.
Good idea. Good idea.
So you want the career fair before the meeting?
Yes. So then everyone literally just goes from the career fair to City Hall for the
Well,
town hall.
Kelly, just for now, let's focus specifically on what I will be discussing with the governor this week.
Okay, so you wanted to retouch base about Humane Labs because you were not informed and get up to speed
Yep.
on that. And you wanted to talk
Yep.
about the mall, renting out like Bryce said, and seeing about making those shops purchasable for business owners.
Yep.
Deputy Mayor, did you want to be in on that Humane Labs meeting?
Yes, I would. I would like to be included on as many meetings as deemed necessary by the mayor.
Also, Kelly, about the governor, your salary, your position, how often the state funds will be replenished.
Yep, that's the earlier stuff.
Yep. So, when do you think, Kelly, this week you could organize as soon as possible a meeting with the governor for me?
I can ask about today and Wednesday's availability. So from Monday to Wednesday. And then you
Okay.
pick out whichever day works best for you, and then I'll write them back. This is our confirmed time.
Okay. Sure thing. That sounds good.
I am
And
available.
we'll just keep in contact so that we can be included in on that.
I was just gonna say, I follow the Eastern Stars, so I am available every day of the week, besides Thursdays after 5:30 p.m.
Yeah. What's that Man at Work song? I live in a... Is that one?
Those weren't words.
What?
Those weren't words.
I'm trying to remember the song. It's about the land down under, right? So,
Oh, I
That's what I'm
come from
working
a
with.
land down under.
yeah, that one, yeah. That's what I'm working with.
Can you hear that thunder?
Yeah, good
You better
stuff.
run. You better take cover. There you go.
Great. I'm glad I asked you to be the deputy mayor and not a guest on my show.
Wow. All right, Mayor. Wow. I'll take that burn. I'll take it on chin. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, good thing with speaking with Humane Labs, you can maybe get some aloe vera or something. They can figure something out for those burns.
Did you also want an update
That's
on the
weird.
next business openings?
I would actually like that, yes.
Okay.
Um,
And
but
the
yeah,
fleet.
that's
the fleet garage.
and the fleet. Yes, there's a lot of little topics. I kind of want a meeting agenda. So once we've organized this meeting, I'd like an agenda to the subjects that I want to speak with them about and what that happened this week, so we can move forward. The most important thing is the budget, so we can actually start planning forward with
Yeah.
the next 4 weeks, etc.
Maybe
And-
we should talk about budget items, like the big ticket budget items that need to be
Yes.
accounted for.
Definitely. Fleet. That's a major one. Is the fleet.
Yeah.
Another major one is any small business loans,
Yep.
grants, even
And then bonuses for employees,
bonuses for employees. Yep,
because I think that staff needs to be compensated and rewarded
correct.
for what they do. And then the next biggest one would be community events.
yeah, definitely.
All right, you wanted me to add the arts and mural director. I gotta add that to the hiring flyer. Unless you already have something in mind.
I already have somebody in mind for that.
Perfect.
I wouldn't advertise that because I need to speak with the police first, and then I need to I need to figure out if actually you'd know, wouldn't you, Maxwell? Do you have like a do you know just offhand if Priya, is that her name, Priya?
Priya.
Yes.
Priya? Does she have a
Priya.
felony?
I don't know. I can inquire. I can do a FOIA for
Yeah.
that information.
If
We
she
should be able to
does,
do a background check.
yeah, we need to do a background check. If she doesn't, then I would like her to be in that position. If she does, then I would like her to put forward somebody who she thinks would be a good fit for the arts director.
If it's
the
a
public
non-violent
arts.
felony, she would only need to go clean 14 days before she'd be able to pay the fees.
Right.
Would you, if it's non-violent, would she still be?
No,
considered?
in the Constitution it just says felony.
Well, she can get it expunged. Is what I'm saying. If she has a non-violent felony, she
Oh,
can
I
get
see,
expunged in
right.
14 days.
Yeah, I can do that, can I? I have the authority to do that. I'm pretty sure.
What? To
I can pardon felonies.
Uh,
Pretty sure it says that in the Constitution. Oh, someone's knocking at the door.
They're locked in the stairwell?
mm,
Imagine
Maybe.
they're locked in their office. How many times has that happened?
there's some gentlemen downstairs.
Yacht
Do you
club.
want me
It
to
looks
see
like
what they'd
Gemma.
like? No way.
That's
it is
Gemma.
the yacht club.
It's the yacht.
Mr. Marino, I am forming my own yacht club. We
Okay.
are the Rub Yacht Club.
Taco club.
I wouldn't mind a sail on a yacht.
Would you like to be a part of the Rub Yacht Club, Mr. Marino?
I don't want to be a part of anything with rub in the name.
Oh, come on, Mr. Marino. It's Rub Street. We're based off of Rub Street.
Hello.
Oh man, we got everybody. I'm sorry.
Hello?
I didn't know that we'd be that annoying.
Hello.
That's all right.
Yeah, the San Andreas Maritime Yacht Club is here, Jimmy says.
Cool. I love your
Yeah,
Fantastic.
outfits.
We figured City Hall might have some people with enough of a cash flow to, join an exclusive yacht club.
Yeah.
I do not, personally. But Gemma, have you been informed on your position?
Officially, no. Unofficially, got told not to tell anyone? Yes.
Okay. Sweet.
Ooh.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Well, congratulations.
Congratulations, Gemma.
Says.
It's an amazing idea.
Yeah, I figured since I own that yacht out there and Gemma's really into boating, she made the club and everything, but she made me vice president, so.
Yep.
Yeah, what
we
do you
are.
mean by yacht out
Yep.
there?
SBA.
How's
Got the
the
yacht
yacht
club
yacht
forming
off the
at
pier?
Tackle
Vespucci?
Street and Vespucci.
Oh, I thought you meant you had driven a yacht on like the back of a trailer.
Oh
Or,
no,
like, something over
the
here.
yacht out in off
Oh,
the
right.
west coast out there is
Okay.
it's Dr. Dakota's yacht. You know?
Oh, fantastic.
Yeah.
That's great.
Yep.
Perk of being a
gonna be
medical
part of
director, you know, and just throw
Oh,
money
yeah.
around, you know.
Yeah, what else are you
Great.
gonna do, you know?
Yeah, people will just come by, promote the club. Hopefully, be opening. Oh no, later soon once the infrastructure that's in place and renovations in the club are done. We just want to spread awareness and get informed people about the boat licensings that will happen near potentially in the future and advertising the membership for the club.
How much is membership?
To be announced.
Yeah.
But it'll be basically lots of deals, exclusive events with the yacht club, and will be exclusive access to the club's lounge.
You know what?
Yeah.
I think
Great.
that
And
that's a
you'll
great
get access
amenity.
to, you know, use of some boats too if you don't already own your own, and
Mhm.
might be good for like client meetings or, you know, even meeting with city council people or Mr.
Mm.
Mayor, acting mayor if you need to have a private meeting. You know, a boat's always a good place for that. It's kind of hard to
Yeah,
hear
yeah, that would be
that
nice.
far out, you know. No one will overhear you. So
Yeah, yeah. Oh, by the way,
Privacy.
doctor, director, what should I call
Mhm.
you?
just Dakota is fine.
Dakota?
Yeah.
I'd like to go over some things with you at some point.
Sure.
Whenever you're available.
Yeah.
Just with
Um,
my position now, I just, it's good to have some connection,
Yeah.
get on
yeah,
the same
absolutely.
page with things.
Yeah, I mean, I'll be around probably a little bit earlier tomorrow. We
Sure.
can go over it if you'll be around.
Yeah, no, I'll be available. That works for me.
All right.
I'll
reach
figure out a specific time, but yeah, we'll
Yeah.
figure it out. We keep it casual.
Sure.
Yeah. All right, sweet.
Oh, good. Feel free to join the yacht club. You don't want to be with any other clubs that might be inferior, like a rub club or something. I hear they only got little dinghies. Ooh.
Oh yeah, yuck. Thank you. I
Mhm.
appreciate it.
Didn't mean to
The most
interrupt any meetings or
sophisticated yacht
anything.
club.
Oh, not at
Oh,
all.
that's all right. We'll get back to it in a minute.
All right. Well, thanks for taking the time, and more information's coming, but we wanted to raise awareness.
Sure thing. Thanks. Thanks for
Yeah,
stopping
thanks
by.
for letting me know.
Have a great day.
Yeah.
Oh,
I think
good,
that's so.
Gemma says.
Bye.
Bye, Gemma.
Happy sailing.
Bye,
my
Dr.
friend.
Dakota. See ya. I will be honest, I didn't know that they were actually forming a yacht club. That actually is really cool.
She went to the walk-in.
I had no idea that was. I thought we were just joking.
I like that they're letting people propose their own ideas. That's why I think Lion's nephew should go.
Yeah, that's why. That's why I proposed the Rub Yacht Club, because we kind of had like opposing yacht clubs, but his is this is the real deal now, I guess.
You better be on the lookout.
Hey, maybe they'll up.
All right, so,
and
as
have
I
a
was
really
saying,
big yacht club, and I can just pay
Um,
money and join. You know?
yeah, it'd be nice. As I was saying, though, like I said, I want the agenda, I want the budget figured out. I want that meeting as soon as possible. That's the most important thing, is speaking with the governor about the plans we have. As for town hall next weekend, that's something we need to plan out as well. Anything we want to bring up, anything I want to bring up,
Do you want to have
and
the
you
meeting with
as well.
Deputy Walker to see if he still wants to present?
Yes, I would. By that point as well, you will be in your position, Maxwell. So we can comment on that. I would just like a structure for the meeting.
For meeting topics for city council, an idea that I have is I would be happy to go around town inquiring with the general public about current issues, or things that they would like to see, and maybe get information put together and maybe figure out if some of those topics are some topics that we want to bring up
Hmm.
as
Mhm.
city council.
Okay. Well, now that you mention it, thank you, Maxwell. That's a very good point. A very good idea. Kelly, Lola, either of you, if you want to write this down, if you're planning, if you're structuring this meeting, I would like to present to the council the project, the public arts project. And by that point, by the meeting, we will have spoken with police in regards to this. And I am going to, the way I want to do this, because it's not specifically to do with the office of the mayor and my working, I want to put it to a vote to the council. How would I present that?
So you don't want to present a bill, you want to present a motion. Like, would you guys be behind an arts project?
Effectively, yes.
Oh, then that's how you do it. You present the motion,
Okay.
and if it's passed, okay, so now we got a new arts department.
Okay. And within that motion, I would instate the person in that motion. That'd be a major part of it, is instilling this person in the position of arts director.
It
Public
could
arts.
be two different motions.
different
Normally,
motions?
you could do a motion to establish said department, and then you could be okay. It's now passed. First order of business would be to assign, X title.
Yep.
I nominate this person. Let's have a vote to confirm this person, and
All
then
right.
vote
Sure.
passes or fails.
Is
Yep.
that how you always
All
want
right.
to like appoint the director? It's like a community-driven vote.
If it's a project like this, yes. If it's something within the office of the mayor, like your position with public events, city council, chief of staff, secretaries, things like that, that's our business. We don't need to present that to the city council.
Okay.
But
I
if
thought
it's
the
a
art and
public-
mural were going to be like a new branch that you're establishing here. Okay. So it's more of a public thing.
It, hmm,
You're talking about the arts thing, right?
Yeah.
yeah.
I thought
So
he
it
was
would be
establishing
a-
it under the mayor's office, so they'd be hired
Yeah, it
onto
would be
this
a-
payroll.
It would be a branch of the mayor's office.
It would be, yeah.
It probably
But-
would fall under chief of staff, like the report to you, right?
Yeah, I would think so. But
Yeah.
I think, Kelly, just for clarity, what I mean is, I understand that technically it doesn't really make any difference because it's a motion that would be passing for the
You're seeing
coun-
if the people
for-
want it. Like you're gauging
Exactly.
interest. That's fair.
Exactly. That's I want, because it's something that directly affects the people more than just who is Bryce Maxwell's secretary. You know what I mean? That even though it is our department and I have final say effectively, I could just say, all right, I'm signing a paper to say this thing exists and this person is in charge of it. I could do that, but I don't want to do that with something like this because it's quite big. I want the people to recognize it and actually approve of it.
So hopefully they'll be involved.
Feel like they have a voice. Exactly. So that is on the agenda for this weekend. Can you guys think of anything else that we should discuss before we hand off to the city council for any of their motions?
Mhm.
I know that.
Obviously, in
Zainab,
stating,
he mentioned elections. So if you have a more
Yes.
definitive date, because he made it sound like, okay, so we're gonna do the next 4 seats this coming Sunday. Like we'll announce that the election.
when did he say that to you, Kelly?
No, he said that at the meeting. He said we're gonna
Okay,
try to get
so,
those seats
Yeah,
filled ASAP.
that was I'm so sorry for not informing you of this, and it's partially because I personally am not super clear. So the meeting we had after the city council meeting, where I was instated as mayor, it was a little bit all over the place. You know what I mean? It was kind of like there was a group of 6 of us, and we were all bouncing ideas off of each other. What would work best? What dates would work best? And effectively, as far as I know, we will need to verify this. As far as I know, certain dates were pushed back. What I pushed for was we focus in terms of elections. the two new councilors are brought in this weekend. We solidify the council. Those four people are solid. We need to get them working with this office as well as, within their own jobs. And then 4 weeks from now, I suppose 3 weeks from then, we would do the election for mayor. All right? So the mayoral elections, some publication will need to be presented in the coming weeks to say you should start running. All right?
I can have that ready by like this council meeting. So once the town hall
Yeah.
ends, the flyer goes up, so that way everyone's aware.
I
of
would
what's
say that's a good
set.
idea.
Okay.
That is a good idea. Only after the mayor is officially voted for and instated, we will look at addressing the other 4 seats of city council.
Okay, so those aren't going to be looked at till like maybe April or something.
That's what I would think.
Okay.
Yeah, that's the plan. That may change, but that's my intention. People might not be very happy about that because the city council made it seem like they were going to have the opportunity to campaign for those seats sooner rather than later. But we just cannot do election after election after election and
Burnout.
fucking burn out. It will be ridiculous. We need to solidify the city council. I need to get comfortable in this position. I intend on running and getting this position again, being voted in. So, if I don't, regardless, the next mayor in 4 weeks from now, 5 weeks from now, actually, will need to be prepared and solidified before those other 4 seats come in.
And the city council currently that would be established would be solid at that point for them
Exactly.
to have a foundation to jump off of.
Exactly. That's right.
If you're unsure about the exact date the term ends, I can ask my uncle because I'm pretty sure the mayor and the chief justices, their cycles end at the same time. So I
Yeah.
can get that date for you.
I just heard Chief Justice said that the way it works is the election is in 4 weeks, but the term won't end for 5 because after the election is finished, there's a week of transference.
No, that's what I sent to you. It was in the notes.
Well, he said it too, so
We say it the exact same way. Of course.
You
we
said
do.
the same thing.
Of course we
Yeah.
do.
yeah. Yep. That's why I kept going back flip-flopping between 4 and 5 weeks. But yeah. I would like the exact dates. That would help me. I want to get as much as I can done in these 4 weeks that I have before I potentially get kicked out of this seat. I want to do my best to make sure that I can get everything done in 4 weeks. It's going to be a lot. It's going to be a lot of work, but we can do this.
No, I like the community involvement, like with the mall and with the voting
Yeah,
for the director. I
yeah.
think the community will like that, especially after all the tension. Maybe if they feel
Definitely.
more involved, it'll help settle things down.
Definitely.
Yeah. I still think some of the initiatives like the DUI stuff and we have a meeting that was supposed to be scheduled with the governor in regards to the framework for labor rights that I was going to be a part of. That was being scheduled by George Lola. So I'm waiting to hear from George on that meeting because we're going to talk about possibly having a basic infrastructure for labor laws in the state.
Could you repeat that for me again?
So George is putting together. George is the undersheriff over at the LSSD. George
Okay.
Madsen. He's putting together a meeting for myself. This was prior to me being deputy mayor, but it was supposed to be between me and include Mr. Marino, and we were going to talk about developing labor laws for.
Kelly,
Well,
sorry
Okay.
to interrupt, Maxwell, but it's relevant to what you're saying. Kelly,
Yeah,
you
no
said to
problem.
me yesterday something about something Hank was working on. Something. I'm so sorry. It's been a long day. you specifically mentioned something about slipping and falling and who's liable.
Business licensing. That's what that was for.
Business licensing.
Mhm.
So, do these labor laws? It sounds to me they sound very similar. Liability, accountability.
I think what Bryce is going for is like unjust termination.
I know
Well,
that.
it's more of like laws surrounding current like employment of like discrimination, workplace harassment, stuff like that.
I think that's already in there. You can't fire someone on a discriminatory basis.
We don't have labor laws currently. It is a right to work state currently, and that is the end of that.
I'm sure my uncle's always said like if you were fired and it's like based on like religion, sex, skin tone, you can take that to court because that's unethical.
We don't have anything written in legislation that outlines that.
Yeah, a
or-
public defender couldn't defend that case, right?
Right.
It would
we
be a
need,
civil. It would be a civil one.
Yeah, it would be a civil case, but we need something to be able to base the civil case off of. And when I inquired with both the mayor and the chief justice, I was told that, it was right to work state. They could fire you for any reason, et cetera, et cetera. And that was my issue, is that there is no legal basis that I'm aware of within the state to base the civil case off of to bring to court.
Okay, so they are two separate things then. That's what I was trying to get at was with these business licenses and labor laws in some capacity, could they be rolled into one? That was
They
my
can be
thinking.
rolled into one conversation, but they are inherently separate things. Business
Yes.
licenses is more the administrative side of managing businesses from the SBA perspective, and
Yep.
the labor laws are more of a judicial matter.
Yeah, but regarding the
Okay.
discrimination, like it supersedes the competition. It's a federal crime. Like you cannot fire someone on a discriminatory basis. Period.
So then that begs the question, which I guess would be better for the chief justice, is does the state of San Andreas recognize federal labor laws? Because when I tried to bring that up, the mayor and the chief justice made it sound like that no.
I think what they're
So-
saying, and I know that they said that this is an at-will state. So like,
Right.
if you walked in late, they could literally fire you off that. But if you
Right.
walked in, it's just like, I think we got too many women hired here, so yeah, you showed up late to work, so you're fired. It's like, 'cause I'm a girl? Oh, well, no,
Right.
that won't work. No.
Well, I think a conversation with the chief justice and I would be in store to kind of hammer that out and see
Yeah,
if I maybe have just a misunderstanding. Again, I just got out of law school not too long ago, so I'm still learning. So I'll figure that out.
I want to go over with some of the contacts so that I can have some of the contacts that you have. I can get in contact with the Chief Justice about getting into that, and George Mattson as well.
Okay. Yes. Do you need contact information for Mr. Madsen?
Yep, and Chief Justice as well, if he has one.
I don't think I've ever sent a letter directly to Chief Justice. I normally have always sent it just to DOJ.
It's on the roster that I gave to Lion.
Oh. Am I able to get a copy of that roster, please?
Sure.
Okay, perfect. As far as Mr. Madsen, I'm not sure, but I can reach out to Miranda. She can get me that information for him.
Wait, Miranda of the Rights? That's
Yeah.
crazy. You know her?
I do. She's an EMT. And she's also dating Mr. Madsen.
Wow. I can't believe they named the whole Rights after her.
I know, it's pretty crazy.
Yeah. All right. Can we run back the agenda for this week's City Council?
I got John Walker. I got Art, the motion, one for instituting it and one for instituting a director.
Mm-hmm.
Where's the like so much has been said. I'm terrible at jotting down lines.
It's okay.
Yeah, I usually
Um,
have it like formalized overnight. Like right now, I just scribble.
That's okay. That's okay.
We should do the background check on Miss Carr first
Yep.
before doing that
Before this
motion.
weekend.
That wouldn't be at the
Yep,
town
100%.
hall. Oh, and
So then we could
announcing
organize
the
that, like,
process.
now?
I would say announcing the process for how the seats are going to work, so no one expects like an election for those seats. Like that's all the
Yeah.
backward. Announce the mayor's election.
Yep. That needs to be first.
I'm not sure if I could still do that sort of ability as an attorney currently.
No, I mean, I could,
mean,
couldn't I?
technically.
I'm the mayor. I could ask for a background check on somebody. Surely.
Oh. Well, I guess I
That's
could
what
go
the
down
last
there and
mayor wanted
see-
to do. He wanted to get a background check on staff and make sure everybody was still in the up and up. I don't know if he did it.
Could he ask for that? Can he ask for that information from the
I
police
will.
department?
Yeah, he was
I'll
going to
ask.
request it.
Okay,
I'll ask
sure.
and
Then I
see
can
if
do
they
it.
want a FOIA or not. If they need a FOIA, I will figure out whether I can still submit FOIAs and
All right.
go from there.
Sure. Sounds good. Sounds good.
So I don't know if he was going to ask or if it's something that he's going to go collectively around the room and just ask if we consent to have this background check done because it's contingent upon us working here. So obviously if you say no, well, you can't work here. This is something we need to verify.
Right. 100%. And Priya is very passionate about this position. She was very excited, wasn't she, Maxwell?
She was, yes.
So I would think that if she would consent. I think that she would consent. She likes me enough to trust me with something like that. So
I can talk
Um,
to her. I have a good relationship with her. So
that's good. That's good. Now, I'm so sorry, Kelly and Lola. I feel like I'm throwing everything at you right now. But
No,
what
this
I
is good.
want,
We need to get it out.
what I want is two things planned. Till Sunday, I want a full week plan for both Mr. Maxwell and I with times and dates. All right?
Sure.
Sounds like a lot of work, but you know, I don't want to wake up tomorrow and not really know who I'm meeting with and try to organize something with you and talk about contacting somebody. You know, I want this week planned out. So first things first, we need tomorrow to meet with, or to, as soon as physically possible, meet with the governor, right?
Mm-hmm.
And discuss all the stuff we need to with the governor. We
You
need
want to schedule
to.
that for Monday?
We want to, yeah. If we
you
can,
meet them like
100%.
the Monday to Wednesday and then their best
Yes.
available times. So that way if Monday
Exactly.
doesn't work, at least you have options.
That's right. But in the meantime, we also, early this week, we want to communicate with the police department to see if we can get a background check on Priya so that we're not running behind by the time, you know, if there's a delay, we don't want that delay to happen and throw off the course of the city council meeting. What else do we need to do this week? We need to, you and I, tomorrow, this is a definitely tomorrow thing. We need to speak with Chief Justice Harlan.
yes,
That is a definite tomorrow thing.
yes.
If
that
we need to
is-
fax him, if we need to whatever, that is on the agenda for tomorrow.
yes.
Meet with Chief Justice
Um,
Harlan, swear ourselves in.
time? What time is best for you?
So
Uh,
I did put in a letter earlier today to meet with the Chief Justice, so he does have a letter in his inbox from me to meet with them. So he may get back to me on that letter. I will follow up on that.
Give me a moment while I think about the time.
Okay, and so we're not like
Sure.
double mailing people.
Yeah,
I'm
I-
gonna write out my list, so in the morning I'll have like the agenda all spanned out from now until Sunday. So then, like Lola, if you want to like pick and take pieces off of that, and then I'll take the other half.
Yeah, absolutely.
So then, if I even missed anything and you got it noted down, we could just squeeze it in.
also wanted to kind of bring up, I just had this idea in my head, and this might be just me kind of overbearing myself, but I think it would be good to have time scheduled throughout the week for an open doors session for myself, so the
Okay.
public can come to my office and I am available, and any concerns that they have or any questions or anything, I can intake and hear people out. I think that would be a good resource for people to start knowing that this is a more open government. You know what I mean?
Sure.
Hmm.
No,
Do
I
you
think
agree,
I think
Mr.
that's
Marina?
wonderful.
I have a time for tomorrow. If you want to bounce off of it, Maxwell.
I was just
Or
thinking. I was just
meeting with Chief
asking if you
Justice.
thought it was a good idea.
Yes, it is. Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
And of course,
but
if
yeah.
you wanted to be a part of that, you were more than happy to, Miss Marina.
Yeah, no, I will be. I will be. I want it to be open doors. Well, to a certain extent. Security needs to be
Yeah,
involved.
you
with
have.
that.
Well, yeah, the open
and
door
also
just
your
meant, like-
times are a little weird.
They are. So, for example, for tomorrow, from 5:30 p.m. until 7:30 p.m., I am not available. So anytime after 7:30 p.m. EST, I can meet with you and Chief Justice Harlan.
Do we want to try and get it after the storm warnings?
Yes.
Okay, I think that works.
Maxwell?
I am
Is that all right
available.
with you?
Yeah.
Okay.
Wow.
Good. And we want to meet with John Walker this week, don't we, Kelly?
Yes, about Humane Labs. So that way you can touch
Yes.
base hopefully before the town hall.
I will let you book that in. Tomorrow is the only day that time I outlined, that 5:30 to 7:30 p.m. That's the only thing I currently have in my schedule. So I'm free otherwise. Any time that you assign, I can meet throughout the week. So if John wants to meet me at some certain time, you could just say yes to it. It's completely fine. Anything else that I'm forgetting that we need to organize this week before the city council meeting?
Well, did you want to do the business openings availability? We've got career fair. Governor, we've already taken care
I will
of.
leave the career fair stuff to the director of city events.
Okay.
You're going to be
Public
updated
events.
every step of the way. So as people
Fantastic.
start checking in, saying they would like to be a part of this, the flyer is going to be updated.
Mhm.
You'll have a list of names that'll just keep growing and growing.
All right.
I'm sorry.
Kelly,
did
just
we-
remember that we are not providing catering because we do not want to be spending money on this event.
No,
Did
so
we
like the
already-
businesses, they can bring their own food if they want to. It helps, you know.
Yes.
So like, hey, you want to come over and interview for Kelly Cat's Creamery? I'll probably be there representing mine and offer them
Yeah.
ice cream. Or I have to be coordinating in
Exactly.
city capacity, so I'll get my manager to do it.
Good idea.
Did we put on the agenda for the governor's meeting the fleet vehicles? I'm sorry. I'm.
We
No,
did,
we're not
yeah.
gonna like schedule multiple
just
meetings with the
spaced.
governor, but yeah, that's gonna definitely be in the agenda when you meet with the governor. So you'll have like a short
Mhm.
list of everything you're supposed
Yeah.
to discuss during that meeting.
Exactly.
To make sure you hit all the bullet
Exactly.
points.
All right. And there's nothing else this week that we need to cover before the meeting. It's just getting sworn in, trying to meet with the governor, speaking with John Walker.
Mhm.
Is there anything else?
Just background check.
Background check, yeah. All right.
And you wanted to have a
And
meeting with the librarian and see if she wanted to be hired on as staff still.
Okay, I'll do that. I'll take on the librarian thing, Kel, if you want to write that down. Lola, if you can write down the thing for the background check for Maxwell, you can handle
Yeah.
the
I'll
background
check
check
the
for Priya.
background check.
Yeah, and Maxwell, Mr. Maxwell, we can definitely do that at any time.
Yeah.
I'm typically.
I will probably just go handle it whenever I'm free. I
Sure.
run around town a lot, so.
Okay, so since chief
Okay.
of staff is my thing, do you want me to go around and like get the consent from all the employees that they agree to
For
these
background checks?
Yeah, so you could just go through no FOIA. Like they agreed to it, you can access them, you can check
Maxwell?
their history. Oh, so you'd have to
What do you
FOIA
think?
everyone, right?
I would say just as to get an update. It's not us, you know, accusing anyone of anything. It's just to make sure that we've got all of our ducks in a row with the new administration. Just everything's on the up and up.
No, the mayor
Um,
went over this. We had like a mayor's meeting like a week before he resigned, and he said this as well. He's like, it's not you, but because the janitor needed to be fired because he got a felony on his record. He just wanted to go through and just double check, make sure everybody else was okay, because he also had to fire
I
the
think
security for a
periodically
felony.
it's a good idea to do this, maybe every couple of months, because I do know that Mr. Calabasas last week, I heard that he was wanted. I don't think he had a warrant, but I think it was only wanted for questioning. So
Mm.
we definitely
Well,
do want to get
regardless.
an updated, you know, background check on everybody.
Maxwell,
Yes.
Kelly as chief of staff, would you rather just focus on Priya and try to get a background check for her,
Yeah.
Or
so
would
you
you
can take care of
prefer-
the motion.
or would you prefer that Kelly contacts all staff on the office of mayor and gets a background check for them, so you don't have to do it for you? For
I don't
future
mind.
hires.
I don't mind doing the FOIA to get Priya taken care of, so you know when we have that pre-planned for the motions that you're gonna
Okay.
bring up at. City
Well, why
Hall.
don't we just do both then? All right.
Yeah.
Why don't we just do
you-
both? Maxwell, you focus on Priya and Jack sorted out for that. However you got to do it. Kelly, if you want to focus on contacting the staff and getting their consent for background checks for them.
Perfect.
And I don't know how you're gonna track everything, Kelly, but if you need any information from the background check from Priya, let me know. I'm happy to provide that information. However
Okay,
you
so
need.
yeah, so we have it jotted down, clear or not
Yes.
clear.
Correct.
All right. Okay.
Is that all the business that we have currently?
I think so.
Alrighty.
I just want the Kelly, however long you want to take on this, no rush. We've got 5-6 days. I just want for the city council meeting, I want to have a piece of paper with in order of, you know, how I want the meeting to be performed. You know what I mean?
Okay. So everything that you want to say before you hand it off to the council members, or how the meeting's
Exactly.
supposed to flow. You council members
Both.
ask. Okay.
Both. Yeah. I kind of just want the whole thing pre-planned.
Bullet
My
points
my
and
fucking
subsections.
biggest pet peeve is disorganized city council meeting. I want to know exactly who's going to speak, how long they're going to speak for, when we're holding questions. I want to have that whole fucking thing down pat.
Yeah, Robert kind of was trying to ask me before the council meeting last week, did I want to go up and announce? But then the mayor, my uncle handed off to him, so then he
Mhm.
just said everything that I was supposed to say. So I was just like, oh, okay, so I don't have to
Yeah,
go up
yeah.
because I
No,
just
we
leave a
want
meeting. Okay.
we want to have all that shit pre-planned. Every single meeting, we want to have that shit pre-planned.
Mayor
Listen.
Hazelwood said for like when people come up, maybe time their questions to 2 minutes, so they're not spending
Yeah,
10
yeah, yeah.
minutes to get a point out. Like and
Yeah,
then
no, that's
rebut
completely
and go
fine.
back
We
and
could do
forth.
that.
Okay.
But I mean,
Normally-
Lola will tell you, if there's one thing I fucking know about, it's meetings. All right. So These meetings are gonna be- the fucking best. They're gonna be the fucking best, I tell you.
I believe
I-
it. By the
yeah.
way, if we're running, you know, public forum at city council, normally in other states, public forum is opened for 3 minutes per person.
3
That's
minutes is
usually the
fine. 3,
standard.
2 doesn't really matter to me. 3's fine. I'm comfortable with either.
Because you're
But
just
if
letting
you-
them get their point across. As long as the meeting doesn't
Exactly.
run and, like people's legs are falling asleep.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
I would say 3 minutes is a hard cutoff. 2 minutes is like wrap it up.
Yeah. And we can actually kind of quantify that and say, you have 3 minutes. However many questions you want to ask, that is completely up to you as long as all of them fit into 3 minutes. You know what I mean? If you want to ask
Right.
15 questions in 3 minutes and get answers, you can. You can just say, so what's the deal with that? All right, okay, thank you for your response. Okay, so what's the deal with this? I have a question about this. Okay, thanks. And then it's just kind of move on. You just got 3 minutes, you got to fucking smash through it if you got a lot of questions.
Yeah.
That's how it is.
Anything
So-
longer than that should be a meeting.
And the mayor
Yep.
told me to keep
Scheduled.
the watch. So when 3 minutes hits, I'll just like raise my hand so that way I'm not interrupting them. But you could see like
Yep.
they've hit their time.
Okay. Sounds good. Sounds good with me.
Perfect.
All right. All right, all right, all right. Well, shit. I think that's it for the what we need to organize.
Well, do we want to get together first thing tomorrow just to kind of do a
Yep.
quick debrief and then
Yeah.
go about our day?
Yeah, so
Yeah.
then I can swap agendas with Lola to make sure we're not doubling up on mailing people.
Sure.
Yes.
If ever I'm not around in the city, if I'm asleep or something, just send me a fax. I've got a personal fax you can send stuff to.
Okay, as long as
Likewise.
you say it's okay to use the fax, I'll use the heck out of it. Like,
Yep, perfect.
the mayor got so much from me.
Yes, all of
That's
you,
fine.
please know you are all free to send me a fax, whatever it is, doesn't matter what time of day. Feel free.
Great, though. Look at us. We're all coordinating.
Yeah,
It's
I think we got
beautiful.
a really good team here.
This is what doing the bidding for the people looks like.
You're right. You know who'd be proud? That guy right there. That guy right there.
And that guy.
And that guy. That's right.
We are creating.
Hey,
a
look, there it
unit.
is. I do have it.
Yeah, I told you you had the painting. This is the signing of the Declaration of Independence.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Eastwood was talking about this painting. He said, fun fact, most of the people in that room weren't even there the day of. Like, they just painted them in as though they were.
Oh, really? See, even
they-
in history, they misconstrued the facts.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's a big history buff. He could probably tell you something about every painting in this building.
Interesting.
Wow. That's fascinating. Holy
Okay, well-
shit. Well, thank you. I am so fucking grateful for all of you guys. This is such a relief.
I'm grateful for all of you as well.
I was very admittedly nervous about my position and my ability to do what I need to do. But I think, if anything, the old curmudgeons in this city should be nervous, huh? Because we're gonna make everything fucking fantastic. They gotta
We're
get
gonna
with the
do our best.
program. Yeah. That's right. That's right. Okay, so tomorrow we're gonna meet with your uncle. We're gonna get sworn in by your uncle. Gonna get that sorted, cleaned away.
Oh, did you want an official inauguration like Mayor Hazelwood? Like a public one?
No,
Okay.
no, that's not necessary. That is not
Well,
necessary.
no, like you have the
Uh,
private one and the public one. He did both.
no, I don't want a public one. It isn't necessary.
Maybe for the, once you have the race, then have the big one.
Yeah, yeah. If I get voted in, yeah, sure. But this is a different situation. But yes. So in terms of, you can keep a mental note of this, I guess, Kelly, if you're gonna plan the city hall meeting, the format of it. Very, very first thing on the agenda. Very, very first thing is I will introduce myself as the current mayor, and then I will introduce Mr. Maxwell as the deputy mayor.
Okay.
That's first business. Before everything else.
Okay, so first it was initially the announce of the mayor election, but now first, before mayor election, your new rank. Okay.
Yes. That flows correctly.
It
It's,
does,
you know,
it does.
hello everyone. I am currently your mayor. I have instated Mr. Maxwell, my trusted advisor and support as the deputy mayor, your deputy mayor. And let it be known, I understand that some people in this room do not look kindly on mayors, people who have been placed in a position of power without a vote. And we understand that. We're doing what's best for the city. And you will have your vote listened to at this date, which we will have by that time. And please use your vote, cast your vote, to show whoever you want in this position. But for the time being, I will serve this city to the best of my abilities. Thank you very much. Let's get on with the fucking show. Come on, everybody. And then the band will come in.
Yes, the band, and
Yeah.
I think that would be great.
Should I host the city hall meetings the same way I host my show? Hey, everybody, welcome to the show. We got a great show this afternoon, folks.
Honestly,
Shows personality. I showed up to my SBA interview in a cat suit.
imagine,
my God.
imagine there was just a special version of city council once a month, where it was like,
Oh my God.
"Hello, everybody, welcome to the
Hey,
show."
everybody, welcome to the show. Special guest, the new deputy mayor.
Yeah, definitely do that for the first one. Do that.
Jesus Christ.
I think the crowd might like that, or a little segment. You could always do a little like segment in city council where it's a little.
I'll crack a
lighthearted, you
couple
know?
jokes. I'll lighten the mood. I'll crack a couple jokes about it. I'll do exactly what I just did then. And I'll say some of you might recognize me from television. If you'd like, I can perform this as if this is a television show. Hey, everybody, welcome to the show. We got great people tonight. We got great guests. We got myself, the new mayor. We got the deputy mayor. We got this guy. We got that guy over there. Let's get on with the show. And then I'll be like, okay, but seriously though, folks, we got great things coming. Great things coming down the pipeline. That's what I'll do. I'll lighten the mood. Everybody will be like, oh yeah, this fucking guy, whatever. And we can get on with it. There was so much tension in every city hall with Hank. You know, I like the guy on a personal level, but my God, did he bring tension to those city hall meetings?
Yeah. The last city hall that we just had, there were several people that walked out that were like, man, I was here, just for the drama, So a lot of people were just literally there to see if somebody was going to
Yeah, like
have an outburst.
Yeah.
Yeah. So maybe a little bit of, that lightheartedness, I think, would go a long way to satisfy those people.
Yeah, I'd say so.
Get
I'd
people
say
to
so.
turn up and, turn out,
Yeah, I don't want these things to be dry, because I want to enjoy this position as much as everybody does, right? I want to enjoy this position as much as I would with any job, and I'm not a bookworm. I'm not a bureaucrat. I'm a showman. That's my trade. I'm a fucking showman. I'm just a capable showman. So when it comes to these city things, these city council things, and whatever else, speeches and whatever else, there's going to be a bit of flair. It's not going to be all reading agendas and putting forward motions in a monotone voice. I wasn't a dig. I'm just a pretending.
That's
just
okay.
saying.
I'm just hearing it in your voice, like all the different motions in my head, just in your voice, sir.
Oh, that's nice. I put forward a motion that.
Arts.
What?
Arts.
Oh yeah, the art. Yeah, the art thing. Obviously, I was gonna say a funny one, and then I couldn't think of a joke. Oh, whatever.
We'll come up with some free jokes.
We'll come up with some material. I'll get some writers.
Oh yeah, creative department for the for City Hall.
Yeah, exactly. I'll get some of the writers from the show from late night to help with that.
Imagine.
Chuck McDowell writing the city council agenda.
Maybe a motion for dance, and then you just start dancing.
Oh yeah.
We just hire the Funkalicious people.
Oh
to
my
just,
God, they
like,
would get
dance
everyone
in
to
the middle of
start dancing.
That would be something. Hey, everybody, it's intermission. Go
You don't
ahead
forget to
and
stretch your legs.
That'd
so
be
they don't
great.
Fall
What if-
asleep.
What if I said, hey, everybody, I got a motion I want to pass. It's a motion like this. I move my arms around like a bird. Wouldn't that be stupid?
This is
All the
definitely
Yeah,
left
that would
hate
be
that
pretty
so much.
different
ridiculous.
kind of council meeting.
we gotta have some fun too,
Yeah. The motion of the ocean. All right. Well, I think Lola literally just fucking left. So,
Yeah, she was like, I've had enough of these guys and girls.
yeah, she's tired. Well, again,
Alrighty.
thank you so much, everybody. I really appreciate it.
Absolutely. Thank you, Mayor Marino.
Thank you.
Well, I am going to retire to gonna go to my office down there, but I guess that's
You can
your
just go
office.
right across. Yeah.
And get some rest and be ready for work. We got a lot to do tomorrow.
Yes, we do. Yes, we do. Yes, we do.
Is there anything else that you'd like from me before I go for the evening?
I don't think so. I think we're all set.
I have an agenda to
Okay.
write.
Alrighty.
And I have to drag
Well,
Alfredo here so he can get his clocking card and his keys.
I'm gonna stick
Yes.
around for a bit.
if I see him tomorrow and he hasn't gotten his keys, I'll make sure to bring him here to get his keys.
All right. Sounds good.
Okay.
Don't
Okay.
forget about
Thank you.
Priya. I don't know if she's still around, but she did say when I got here she wanted to see you.
Yeah. I really wish I could. I really need to retire to my office.
Oh, I say
will-
write her
I
then.
will.
Let her know.
Ooh.
Yes.
Ooh. You don't have to write this down because it might not happen. But if the meeting with the governor goes well, in that we get everything that we want, one of those things will be a discussion about the mall, and that's something we could definitely bring up at city council.
Oh, the plans for what we want to do with it. Oh.
Yes. That'll get people very excited, I think.
Yes, I think if we have something like the mall to bring up at city council, give people some hope of, hey, this cool thing's coming soon,
Yep.
and not soon TM, soon as soon
Like
as
actually
possible.
soon. Yeah, as soon
Yes,
as
like
possible.
actually.
Yeah.
Hopefully they can pick
Within
up those,
within my term.
Hopefully they
So,
can pick up
yeah.
those flyers outside so people don't think it's opening in December.
Yeah, that'd be nice. That'd be nice.
Hey,
We'll
we
talk with them
can-
about that tomorrow or whatever, whenever we meet.
Worst comes to worst, we just take some paper and we just cover them up.
Yeah, that works. Like ignore the date here.
Yeah.
This is wrong. That could be why no one
See,
shows up. They think it's
now-
gonna open in December.
Well, now you two understand why those are still there, right? It does start to make sense. Nobody went to that opening event when it opened on that date.
Did they also misprint
So-
it? Because that says December 1985. So I'm like, that's 10 months away.
Oh my
I
God! Yeah,
mean-
they must have.
Yeah. I just think
But-
that maybe they didn't advertise and they didn't plan activities to do that people would be interested in. I think it was just a combination of things, maybe.
Well, the fact is that the signs are still up because I think after it failed, the opening failed, it was just abandoned with the signs still up.
Yeah.
That's depressing.
So, yeah, it is, isn't it?
But we're gonna revitalize it.
Yes, we are.
Yeah.
We're gonna revitalize the whole fucking city. Yeah.
That's right.
Vespucci, Vinewood, the mall, Southside, other places,
Rockford, Mirror Park.
Rockford, Mirror Park. Oh, sorry. Pardon me. My goodness.
Oh wow, that cola's
Uh,
really settling.
Excused.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, oof. Yeah. Yeah. We're gonna do great. Just great. All right, get out of my office.
All right.
You're already
Mr. Mayor.
settling just right. Everyone, well, at least all the guys, they sleep under their desks.
Yeah. Well, what can you say? We're workaholics, you know.
Go
Give
home.
us a desk and a bottle of whiskey, and we're good to go.
Oh my God.
Good night, Mr. Marino. Kelly.
Hmm?
Congratulations on your position.
Yeah, I wasn't expecting to make so much working here.
Yeah.
This pays way better than Gash. Wait, you're not coming out? I was gonna say congrats, Bryce. I thought you were coming up behind me. Bryce? be a rub yacht thing. Oh, you were zoned. Did you hear me?
No, I didn't. I'm sorry.
Oh, I thought you were following me out, so I said like, "Congrats, Bryce," and then you just told me
Oh.
like, "Stop." I was like, "Oh,
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't hear you. No, thank you.
I thought it was a rub yacht thing." So
Oh. Well, I really hope that you know, enjoy this position. I really hope, that we're able to do some really amazing things for the city. It's a lot. It's a lot that we're planning, but
it's
I feel
it's a
very
little
confident.
different, and he wants. I mean, it's pretty much what I was doing for Mayor Hazelwood. Like all his interviews, he had one Saturday it was like crazy packed. So he just like wants constant scheduling. So I'm like, oh, okay. So not like a once a week thing. God, and then you want it for the whole week, not for the day. Yeah, so it's pretty much the same thing, just like a little more.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to get used to having a schedule for sure. That it will be very different for me. That I'm not planning my own schedule and times, but I'm sure Lila and you
Nope.
can
Be
whip me
prepared
into
for a
shape.
lot of letters
Yes, a lot of letters
and faxes.
and faxes. Yes, I'm prepared. I'm ready. Um, yeah, I'm excited. I know what I'm doing tomorrow. I know at least the first couple of things that I'm gonna be doing, and then really we'll just play by ear on the agenda.
I like the bonus. I genuinely was not expecting that.
I think you deserve it. I think it's long overdue, because you do a lot around here. It's quite amazing. I
Yeah, and
don't
then
think
because of
anybody
these,
else could do what you do.
because these clogging cards, it keeps getting jammed. Like I'm not making my city hall paycheck.
Oh, you're not? Jeez.
No, I'm making about half of it right now.
Yeah, maybe we bring it up in the debrief that we need to have the feds review the payment system for City Hall and make sure that that's all correct and working properly.
I think it's like a statewide thing because even Chelsea
Mm,
said she was having issues. She was trying to clock onto the creamery, but she was clocked onto one of her other jobs because like the cards they keep
gotcha.
getting stuck and it's like so annoying. Once they get stuck, you cannot clock into whatever card is underneath the top one. And
So probably Bugstars is on it then. Okay.
yeah, because and now at least when my cards get stuck, it doesn't prevent me from writing the time that I clock out. I could still do that because before I just had to like throw my clocking cards under my pillow and take a nap.
Yeah.
That was the only way. Just to, I'm sleeping now. I'm not clocked on.
You know what the biggest thing is like it's gonna be weird removing myself from the case that I've been working on, and
Yeah, you said you were involved with mine.
I said I was aware of yours. Not your case specifically, but I'm aware of the uh, Victor Ina case.
Yeah, I was surprised you knew about the cowboy because I'm like, when I remembered him, I'm just like, I met him with Bryce at the roller rink. Like, you're the one who introduced me to him.
Cade Wilder, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I originally met him down at the Vespucci post office, and yeah, you're not the only person that's told me questionable things. I also don't feel comfortable uh, with what I've heard. I just there are too many things that come back to me that point to something not quite right.
Yeah, when I saw him after my accident, I was just like, I just keep getting bad vibes, and I'm like, I don't know where to place this. And then I, I remembered he's the one that gave me the notes, like, be careful what you say, and for your safety, please. I'm just like, oh my god, I felt like he threatened me.
He was the one that gave you those notes?
Mm-hmm. So that's why when he wanted the fighter names back, I just jotted them down on a separate piece of paper, and I kept the one with the fighter names. Because this proves I was there. How do I know the fighter names if I never went in an event?
Right.
Yeah, I can't turn the lawyer brain off. Like, I'm thinking about what would actually be
Me
evidence for
neither.
later. It's
I feel like
that's a
I'm
horrible
gonna
thing
go to
think,
work.
but I'm like, this feels like a threat. I don't like that.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like I'm just gonna go back to work and work on this case, but it's weird to know that I'm not. Like tomorrow, I'm not going back to the same work that I do every day.
Well, you still have tonight. Tie up everything. Make sure, your clients are taken care of. Because once you're sworn in.
I have to do that tomorrow. I cannot do that tonight. I am way past the hour that I should have retired to my office.
Oh.
Way past. Like I almost think I have nightmares in 3 hours.
Yikes.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
good night.
Good night, Kelly. If you see Miss Carr, tell her I apologize profusely and I will contact her tomorrow.
Okay. They are members of the election committee. I am writing to formally submit the candidacy of Maruster Koch for the position of city council member in the upcoming municipal elections. There's nothing in the penal code stating he is not. Bro, we gotta put it in the penal code that a chicken can't run. Koch has been a long-standing resident of our community and has shown unwavering dedication to the well-being of our city's inhabitants. Qualifications and vision. Community engagement. Koch has been actively involved in local events, often serving as a symbol of unity and pride. Advocate for sustainable practices. With a natural inclination towards early rising, Koch promotes the benefits of sustainable living and the importance of community wellness. Commitment to all residents. As a representative of the avian community, Koch aims to bridge the gap between all species, ensuring that every voice is heard in our city's governance. I believe that Koch's unique perspective and dedication will bring a fresh and valuable viewpoint to the City Council. Enclosed are all the necessary documents, including the nomination form and the proof of residency. Thank you for considering this unconventional yet earnest application. We are confident that Koch's participation will inspire greater inclusivity and diversity in our city's leadership. Sincerely, Koch's owner Pedro. Oh my god. Okay, so we don't take nominate. God damn it! I need a lawyer to look at this. I ain't going through the Constitution. Oh, I'm sorry. I ain't going through the Constitution tonight. I'm so done. I can't believe what I just read. Well, I guess we'll wait till the storm passes.